pause button. Alright, are we live? What's going on here?
Yes, we are.
What's going on here?
Really, are we?
Alright, we're definitely live.
I have to refresh the stream.
Okay, let's see. Okay, looking pretty healthy. Sounds pretty good. Okay, I don't know what's going on. It's being kind of spooky. Alright. Chat, let me know if you guys can hear us. Maybe make sure everything's going good. Let's see. I'm not even sure. Is it playing properly? Because it's stopping for me. Probably because it's like
it
looks good on my side.
Yeah,
Looks fine to me.
Yeah, I'm not listening to it, but it looks like it's running fine.
Okay, because it keeps pausing for me every time I try to play back the stream.
Are you pressing the pause button?
Definitely not. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna take you guys' word for it. That's going pretty well. What's up, Sebastian? What up, Hoodie? Sweet Life. H Dracon. What up? What's going on, guys? We're back again for another episode. All right. Let's make sure I got everything 100% in order.
100 placenta.
What's up, Mimo? Propaganda Reviews? What is that about? David, what up, man? Let's see. Okay. Black Ace, what up? What up, chat? What's going on? How's you guys' weekend been? My weekend has been very productive, I'll say that.
I mean, I spent most of my weekend wasting my fucking time on Cold Steel bosses, but we're going to talk about that later.
Oh, man. Love to see it.
You know, it's funny. Could easily just swap that to like easy mode and taking them out in a minute or two.
What about Riku's immersion?
You're playing the game.
Alright, you're playing the game. It's your experience. Can't believe Neo the World Ends With You isn't on the docket. What happened with Neo the World Ends With You? Am I missing something?
They revealed the opening for it, I think.
Oh, okay. I didn't even watch it because, like, with a game like that, I don't have to watch anything else. So I'm gonna get it day one. Ricardo, what up? SMT fan. I don't know why your message was retracted, but what up?
Redacted.
Redacted. My fault. Oh no, it says retracted.
He clearly asked for your credit card information with 3 numbers on the back.
Ah, man. Can't be giving that away. People be buying islands and whatnot.
Did you guys see that that meme guy? He like voices anything. Voiceover Pete, I think his name. Did you guys see him talk about the Geofront patch for Crossbell?
I think so.
I have not seen this.
Lloyd Bannings needs your help to bring order to Crossbell State.
Nah, man.
All you're gonna need is a copy of the game, a PC that was made after the year 2005.
So I looked up out of curiosity to see if we missed anything else. They also confirmed Neo the World Ends With You is going to be longer than the first game, about 50 hours apparently. Which, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, like, does it need to be 50 hours? Like, come on now.
I mean, the original was a DS game, right?
Yeah.
So it probably just were able to make it a bit longer.
From
what I ascertained of trailers, it seems like there's going to be a time loop involved with like going back to do things correctly with the plot.
Yeah, replayability. That sounds like. Gab, are you there? There we go. All right, cool. Everybody's up. Everybody's here. All right, so let's get this party started. And you guys are sure this is running good because I swear on my screen, it just gave me an error.
It hasn't buffered at all. On
Error.
Yeah, so if it's running fine, I'll believe you guys. All right.
I think the best thing to ask is the chat. Like, if the chat doesn't complain, then it's fine.
Okay.
Does anyone with BootyNet have any issues?
Okay. All right, J-Dub, my Wi-Fi does not suck. My Wi-Fi. First of all, I'm not even on Wi-Fi. I'm on a wired connection. I don't know Wi-Fi.
We're not going to talk about his connection again. Remember that?
You filthy peasants on Wi-Fi. I don't do that. I go wired.
What did he say? He's like 1,000 down and like 100 up or something like that.
All right, I'm just saying. All All right, guys, let's get this party started. Welcome to HPMP, the JRPG podcast. This is episode 63. We thank you all for tuning in with us live. If you are here live, engage with us in the chat. Be sure to hit that like button below. Please do. It really helps everybody out. If you're watching this in post on YouTube, drop a comment. Of course, hit the like button. If you can't catch us on YouTube live and would like to listen to us on your preferred platform of choice, we are on a variety. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many more. All right, we try to have an episode out every other Sunday, but, you know, sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, last time I just didn't feel like it. So you know, that just happens. All right, you know, so that just happens. And sometimes I just want to sit around and just play games. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get lazy. It is what it is. But we try to have one out every other week. All right, let's start off with our introductions. All right, Gab, go ahead. Tell the people what's up.
Oh God. Hey guys, it's Gab. Welcome back to another episode. I feel like this is like my 30th episode or something.
Oh, it definitely probably is. Okay.
Am I supposed to say what I'm playing? I'm sorry.
Damn, Gab, you've been around for 30 episodes. It's freaking the introductions. What's going on? All right, cool. All right, Blake, go ahead, man.
It is that time. What's going on, guys? It's me, Westtown HD. The Hype Guy has returned for another episode of the HPMP podcast. Big shouts to everyone for coming out, as always. Looking forward to talking about where I am in certain games and letting y'all know the definitive reason why you should play Cold Steel 4. Don't worry about it. We'll catch y'all soon.
Okay. Riku?
Riku's the only one here. What's good, everybody? Falcom's Finest is back in the building, and we're here for another good episode of the HPMP podcast.
I love the energy. Love it. Q?
Oh my god, I have to follow Riku.
You have to bring the energy.
Yeah, I had to follow Blake. What you mean?
Hey.
I don't even know how to follow Riku, but you know what? Hey, we're back here, guys, for another episode. Here for the waifus, of course. I'm playing a game that doesn't have any waifus in it, at least none that I would waifu. But either way, it's all good. You know, we're appreciating non-waifu games for once in our lives.
Okay, that is a rare occurrence for you. I'll say that. Go ahead, Bob.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Bowser Kerriga. I like it to be known that even though I'm going after Q, Bow does not chase or follow anyone or anything, including women and liquor. But welcome to another episode of the HBMP podcast. It is I, your host, Bowser Kerriga. Hope you're all having a good day. Now let's get into the topics.
You know, I was gonna say something like this is a really good intro. Like he ain't simping out here in these JRPG streets or in these gaming streets. He ain't in anybody's Twitch hot tub streams or anything like that. But you know what, Bob? Fuck you. All right, so
Crazy.
You know, I just have to call Bao on this because the fact is that Bao has agreed to make a waifu video with me. And this sort of like, oh, well, he doesn't follow anyone and he doesn't simp for waifus. This is untrue. Bao has decided to follow the lifestyle of waifus.
You hate to
like
see
Blake
it.
and I.
You hate to
Isn't
see
it?
Prepare for the simpery.
Exactly.
All right. Sosuke, go ahead, man.
What is up, everybody? It is your boy Sosuke the Bro, just passing through once again to the HPMP podcast. Good to be back again. We didn't have one last week because, you know, the internet didn't provide us with what we asked for, and that was good information and topics, but we have them now. Let's get into them.
All right. You guys know me, Shadow Elite, the primary antagonist out here in these streets with the best opinions that people just can't handle out here. But we'll probably get into that later. All right, so we want to start off what you guys are currently playing, I guess. Who wants
I
to
guess
go
I'll
first?
start first since I'm playing now.
All right,
I'm playing Biomutant, so if anyone is thinking about a game to pick up this month, I just recommend it because I can't say why, because, well, embargo lifts tomorrow, but tomorrow I will be streaming it, so anyone who wants to see more can check that. Basically, check out Biomutant. It's not a JRPG, but it's an RPG, and there's reasons why I would classify it as J at this point in time. I'll give it the seal of approval, basically.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Gab, you came in late. You know, the guys already know.
No, I definitely have looked at Biomutant before, so when you say that, it just kind of intrigues me a little bit more as to, like, how close is it to a JRPG?
It's very close if you consider like let me think. What's a JRPG I'd consider it close to? I'd say probably Tales of, if there were no waifus, a non-waifu Tales of, kind of, in some ways.
It's probably the biggest shocker. You're enjoying this with no waifus.
That's the thing, the weirdest thing. And it's not like I haven't been searching for them. I've been looking for some Biomutant, some furry waifus. I can't find any.
You're even
into aim for you.
This man is even into the furry waifus. I can't believe it. Yo, Q is like, I don't discriminate.
Are you surprised?
Anything.
I'm just saying, if there's a waifu to be found, I am out here to waifu her. I'm just saying, it's
what he meant to say is if there's a hole, it's a man's job. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord.
Anyways, Gad, what are you out here playing?
I just platinum Nier, and I'm pretty sure Riku is gonna do that, or I feel like he was going to at some point. And I've been playing Nausea and pretty much SMT Nocturne, and that's what I've been doing lately.
Okay.
Nausea is like a VN / it's like Among Us, but a time loop and a visual novel at the same time. It's really weird. I don't know how to explain it without like giving it away, but it's really fun.
Okay. All right. Let's see, Blake, what you playing, man?
So, I have been playing a multitude of games. We haven't had a show in the last couple of weeks. But last time on the show, I was playing Trails of Cold Steel 3. And I have since finished Trails of Cold Steel 3. I can go into more detail about that later on if Shadow wants. But now I'm into Trails of Cold Steel 4. And in that time frame, I've also started up playing Ghost of Tsushima very heavily on my PlayStation 5. Runs beautifully at a nice 4K 60. I am playing it on. I am playing it on my 4K TV, so I'm actually noticing a 4K spike for once. Because normally when I play these games, I'm streaming them from my 1080p monitor and my 1080p 60 Elgato HD 60, whatever it is. So normally I don't get to enjoy the PS5's more powerful features, so I always put it to performance over resolution. But cranking up to resolution mode on my big screen TV and playing it with like headphones on and 3D audio, ooh, it is. Oh, listen, Riku talks about his immersion like it's his fetish, bro. But let me tell you how the immersion you can get out of this game with its music, its world, its atmosphere, the 3D audio, the visuals, bro. It is an experience like no other. I am loving it so much. As a samurai, I am very honorable, and I have never stabbed anyone in the back ever. Don't look at my Twitter. But yeah. That's about all I've been playing currently, and of course I never stopped playing Monster Hunter. We still play Monster Hunter at least 4 times a week. The new update's coming sometime this week. Update 3.0, going to add some new monsters, new weapons, all that goodness.
Your boys, baby!
Yeah, boys going to be streaming that as well as soon as it drops, and yeah, streaming FF7 as well. On the last stream that we did, we got to the scene. We got to end of disc 1. Let me say, if you know, you know. I'm not going to spoil it, even though some people don't consider it a spoiler. I got to end of disc 1, and even though I knew what was going to happen, it still hits you, bro. It's so. Later on this week, I'm gonna have to run to the Gold Saucer and try and get Omni Slash, because apparently the game thought that was a good idea. But yeah.
All right. Okay, let's see who's up next. Mr. Wandering Gamer, go ahead, man.
I have been playing Resonance of Fate, and that game is a different kind of experience in terms of like JRPGs. I only knew the characters of Resonance of Fate through like Project Cross Zone 1 and 2, so I got my hands on the game and I'm like, alright, let me try this out, let me see what it is. Whoa, this is turn-based RTS John Woo simulator. I need to, like, I did all 16 tutorials and I still don't know what's going on. Like, I think I'm on like chapter 3, and I'm sitting here still confused about the gameplay. The story is so far is just weird mercenaries, I guess? Like, the story hasn't gone anywhere. Leanne is still an adorable, cute as hell waifu. Excellent. And, of course, Vacheron still doesn't know that you can't just sleep on the couch and drink all day. But he's learning. And I've also been playing Neo 2. I got motivated to go back to that, and playing it with my friend, it's been really fun.
And
fuck the yokai. I have that game is 3-player now. I mean, if you're not,
it's all good.
3 players. or 4 players.
Bro, I need to pick the game up on PS5, high key.
I can't blame you on Resonance of Fate. That game, like, to learn that game, you just gotta keep playing battle after battle after battle to see what works. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's funny you mentioned that because I saw a little like red hex encounter on the map. And I'm like, oh, what's this? I walk in the fight. I see 2 level 12 enemies. I'm like, okay, I've dealt with these before. I can handle it. And then I see a level 48 enemy in the middle of that, and I had to stop and think, why are you here? Who invited you? You are level 48, and your friends are level 12. Why are you hyper grinding them? Who told you could carry this hard? Nah, we gotta talk. I was like, that was
I think the way I had it set up for Resonance of Fate, I had 2 people that were using scratch damage, and then I had 1 person do the damage, and then I always had to make sure they were in a triangle so they can make sure they run around and jump and stuff like that. That game was something else.
I still need to get a hold of like consistent scratch damage, as I've noticed.
Okay. Yeah.
Once I get a hang of that, I think I'll be fine. Okay. Until the game decides to hit me again.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Falcom's Finest. What you out here playing?
Okay, so I have been playing Returnal. Returnal is a very good game, as you guys probably saw on the internet. That game
Love to hear it.
Has suffered from a few bugs and a few crashes here and there. For my time playing, I have experienced how many crashes? 3. I think it's 3. Yeah, one when the game first came out, and then when they recently updated it, I had 2 in one day, and then I just stopped playing. And if you know anything about this game, you gotta basically beat the game in one sitting. So there's no save points and all that stuff. So that can be very heartbreaking when you're in like the final stage area and it crashes on you or something like that. But I think this most recent update that they released day before yesterday, everything's been pretty good. The story is probably one of the most cryptic stories I've experienced in a very long time. I had to go, look up. You know how sometimes you watch a movie or whatever, and you're just like, I don't know what the fuck just happened, and then you look it up. Someone explaining it on YouTube, and they're like, oh, okay, that's what this means. That's what that means. Okay, I can appreciate it far more. I think this is definitely one of those games you would have to do that with if you go in there looking for a story. But once I understood the story, I definitely appreciated it. It's actually a combination of 2 of my favorite movies of all time in a video game. Returnal is very good. I'm still trying to get the platinum for that because all of the collectibles are RNG as well. You know, they shuffle around with the fucking stages as well.
I thought you hated that aspect about Monster Hunter, Riku.
Yeah, and I fucking hate it here too.
Oh shoot! We got 2 super chats. We got one from Silverwolf26. Said, "Sup everyone, just wanted to remind y'all Emma is the best." No!
Talk to him, Silverwolf! Talk to him! You read that super chat, and I want you to read it with...
Worst girl in Trails of Cold Steel. Thanks for the money, dork. Alright, Duo.
No. I'm sorry, let me read that super chat, because that wasn't good enough. Silverwolf, 26, $25 super chat. Sup everyone, just wanted to remind y'all that Emma, the best girl in Trails of Cold Steel series. Facts.
Bow. No, come on, bow.
Let's go.
Bow, come on.
Bow has nothing to add.
Bow.
I'm making this one.
Not to
Shadow, why would you go on your alternative account and
donate $25 to yourself? That's crazy.
Oh my god.
And then Duo came in with the super chat saying, "Sorry I'm late, but pre-congratulations to Blake." Wait, what are you congratulating me? What is there something you know I don't? Pre-congratulations to okay. And then Sebastian donated as well, saying, help me surpass Silverwolf and deny this huge lie. Talk to him, Sebastian.
What
Talk
you doing,
to him.
Sebastian, you cool people, man. Don't be like that, all right? Man, we all know the facts.
I'm about to donate $25.01 and say at least that. Hold up, let me get on that.
You like Alicia,
everyone knows that this is best waifu.
Chat war inside there again.
All right, we can't go into the waifu wars. We all know Emma is the best girl. We gotta move on. All right.
Anyway, apologies to Riku for cutting him off, as you were saying, Riku.
No. Super chat is always understandable. So other than that bullshit RNG in Returnal, I'm still having a good time when I hop in there and run around with the gameplay. The next game that I've been playing on and off, basically when Returnal pisses me off, I go to this game, and then this game pisses me off, and I go to Returnal. So I'm just juggling these two, which I'm not a fan of game juggling, but we are doing that with these two. And Nier Replicant is that fucking game.
I knew that was coming.
So Nier Replicant, I am currently on Route C.
Riku, before you continue,
I don't want to read that.
We have an amazing.
You
super
can
chat.
read that first one, Chad. I'll read the second one.
All right, so KJ92 donated. I also approve of Emma. Just speaking the good gospel about.
Anyway,
how
Sebastian
Emma is the
says,
best.
by the way, Tifa is overrated AF too. Okay, I
man,
don't know about all that.
What are we doing?
I don't know about all that.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ. You
What
see what y'all
happened?
started?
I knew we'd get to waifus eventually. I just didn't think it would be waifus with violence.
I'd just like to blame Q for this, honestly.
Look, you know what? I take no blame for it because no one has mentioned so far that with a super chat that Alyssa is best waifu. Until someone has done that,
because she's
I
not.
take no blame.
You know,
She is.
locally Juna might
Hold
be
up,
better
hold up.
than
I'm finding some money. Give me a
low-key.
second.
I don't even know, but okay. let's hear Riku's thoughts on Nier Replicant.
Wait, Ace came through with a $5 super chat saying Emma's pretty mild like Crossbell.
Oh my god.
No!
Oh my god. Alright, you got
Emma's
got a
pretty
double
mid.
How do you
war
refund
going on
some?
here.
How do you refund somebody's money? We don't
How you gonna say Emma is mid? That's just like wrong. Like, how did that even come out of your mouth? How did you even type that? That's just.
He was like, how do I type a sentence that's gonna piss both Shadow and Riku off in one go?
Oh my goodness.
Like, what's this guy's problem? Anyway, Nier Replicant. Okay, first I want to start off by saying the music is very good. I enjoy it. I think the music, the song that plays when you're running around in the field, that one is my favorite song. But in my opinion, in regards to variety to the music, it's kind of lacking. I think this obviously music is subjective. I remember Shadow saying that in the later Cold Steel games, and even I think E's games, he was saying that a lot of the music felt samey. And I don't think he necessarily said it was bad. He just said it wasn't for him, and he thought it was, samey. That's kind of how I feel right now with Nier Replicant. Although I'm not necessarily saying the music isn't for me. I think there's a nice handful of them that are very good, but a lot of them are samey. It's this, happy-go-lucky girl singing to this happy-go-lucky song, or, slow song, and it's samey, but it's good. But I do think when people say that Nier, this one in particular, Nier has the best music in all of video games. Hell, in all of I'm like, all right, calm down, buddy. I've listened to it. Okay, just calm down. In regards to the gameplay, so I haven't played the original, and in regards to Nier Automata, I haven't played that either. So this is my first experience in regards to this franchise's gameplay, and I personally like it a lot. I know some people are like, oh yeah, it's a lot better, it makes the game, and then some people who actually played Automata first and they went back and played Replicant, they think it's all right, but they say it feels like a watered down Automata. So in that regards, since I haven't played Automata, I don't know what Automata adds. I think my friend was telling me something about the ability to switch weapons while you're mid combo or something like that. But
That
the
is
point
a
is,
thing.
yeah. But in regards to what I have in front of me, I fairly enjoyed a lot. I know there was some people that were complaining about the fact that once you basically reach to the time skip and you get your 3 additional weapons, in regards to gameplay, that there is nothing else after that, and there's still a lot of game left after that.
Oh,
so
yes.
so in regards to, like, if you're looking forward to anything from a gameplay standpoint after that beginning time jump, there's some people have been complaining about there's nothing to look forward to, and they probably felt something could have been done, because the pre-time skip, you're getting a new cursed ability every boss you beat. So you were like slowly but surely being rewarded with some new gameplay element, even though you can only bring 4 of them into battle with you at a time. And then probably my biggest gripe for Nier Replicant is, I guess, the way Yoko Taro decided to present the story. Now everybody's always like, Yoko Taro, amazing. This guy, he's the fucking gaming treasure. We must cherish him.
You're gonna summon Pelvic.
I know, right?
Pelvic needs to square up for her boy, because I got some questions for.
You just don't understand it, Riku. You don't understand his magnum opus.
I definitely don't understand this Yoko Taro and his intricate, complex brain that we must save for all eternity and all this other shit. Like, let me talk about the Forest of Myth. Like I said, I'm on Route C. Okay, but let me tell you about this Forest of Myth, and how it put me to sleep. Like,
yeah, that part is really boring. I skipped through that and just did the answers, to be honest, because I just was like, whatever.
But here's the thing: I was just like, I'm going to give this motherfucker Yoko Taro a chance. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to read every single thing that he puts inside here, just so that I can get the biggest grasp on whatever the fuck he's trying to present to me. And I genuinely felt like when I was done with that section, I turned the game off and I went to fucking sleep, because I was genuinely sleepy after that shit. And when I was talking to the Nier Defense Force, they said that when it came to that scene, Yoko Taro, obviously he said he did that on purpose. The Forest of Myth, if you know anything about that area, it's a place where everyone is asleep because of whatever's going on there, and he wanted to make the player a part of that sleepy experience, and he felt the best way to portray that is by putting a black screen, and all you're doing is just white text. You're just reading and reading and reading, and then he plays this slow music, and it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
But if that's not bad enough, if you miss the answers, oh baby, and you guess and get them wrong, you gotta restart the whole thing all over again.
Oh my god. And then the fact that if you think that, oh yeah, I'm gonna just look up all the fucking answers. Nope, Yoko Taro was one step ahead of you there as well. He took specific parts of the story and randomized the plot in that story. So one time you might be reading the story and the girl's hair is brown and her eyes are blue.
It's her eyes, her eyes are brown, blue, or black or something.
Mm-hmm. It like shuffles that. So if you just speed through all of it, and when you get to the questions, you don't know which one you were because you speed through it. Yoko Taro was just like, you thought you can skip through what I'm trying to make you go through? No, motherfucker. So now you're just like trying to hop to page 5 to see what the hell the keyword is, and hop to page 6 to see what that. Yoko Taro, please. You need to talk, buddy. The Forest of Myths can burn in fucking hell. I've experienced what he wanted me to experience. I fell asleep. Good job. You made me do what you wanted me to do. Fuck you.
Are you gonna finish it?
Wait, what happened?
Are you gonna finish it? Like, get all the endings?
Yes.
Or
Yes, I am going to finish it. Like I said, right now I'm on Route C. I feel that in regards to the content that Route C is providing for me, because if the way this game is set up, each playthrough is supposed to provide you with more information in regards to the overarching story. But right now, I currently feel like the stuff at the second half of Route A. Mm-hmm. When you go over to Route B and you see all of the new stuff in Route B, and then you get to Route C and you see all of the newer stuff, I feel like Route B and Route C, I really do feel like they could have been one route. I really don't feel like...
Yeah, they are really close together. I do get that.
Yeah, like...
And isn't Route C the one that you have to unlock all the weapons for?
That is the one you have to unlock.
I thought that was D.
No, it's C. I'm on C right now. That you got to do that in C.
See, that's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's why I'm not looking forward to going back. I don't think I am going to go back. I'm just going to leave it. I don't really care if I don't beat Nier. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not looking forward to collecting all the weapons at all.
If I may interject about Nier, and this is just on like the whole Force of Myth situation.
Okay.
Why not just like use the onboard console capture software to like just record all the reading, and then just pull that up, skim through the pages, and then when you're done, you have your answers. That way you don't got to worry about, shit, I gotta read the whole book.
I mean, like,
you can just write it on paper for that.
I mean,
matter.
that's fine, but that's not the point, really, that we're trying to get.
No, I get it.
It's a boring
like, trust me, it is boring shit. Like, my mother was concerned for me when she found me just passed out with the controller in my hand. I get that.
Jesus. No, here's the thing, Sosuke. If you're not someone who's looking that shit up online, right? Yoko Tower is trying to predict what a motherfucker who doesn't want to read this shit would do, right? So a motherfucker that doesn't want to read this shit isn't going to like skip through the pages at a slow rate. So even if you did go back and check your capture to see page 5, you probably skipped through it so damn fast that you couldn't even find what you were looking for.
Bro, I would be like skipping and then I'd like stop. And then I'd be skipping and then I'd stop at the answer. And then I'd skip and then like, okay, I'm at the end. Put the answers in and I was good to go. But as per the weapon collecting thing, I didn't find that was bad. But the main reason why I didn't find that bad was because I did all of the side quests up until like the time skip point. So by the time I got there, I pretty much had the majority of the weapons and only had to go collect like a few of them. So really, I made the game have content.
I was gonna do that too, but honestly, I would like the fetch quest. It was all just literally fetch quests. Go there,
they are
go back,
all fetch quests.
Go back, go here, go there, go there.
Yep.
Definitely some of
ridiculous.
I stopped at the pink flower seeds one. That's in the pyramid area.
Okay. Yeah. In regards to the side quests, it's definitely hit or miss. Like some of them were interesting enough for me to like pay attention to what's going on. Like, you know, the one with the wife and her husband, and they're always arguing and whatnot.
Yeah,
that was only good the first time though. When you do it like 3 or 4 times, it's like, fuck, man.
Yeah, people like you got people going around saying that this game is great. It's one of the best. One of the things that people don't do about their favorite game is tell you about its flaws, and that's something that I'm not gonna lie. I felt like Pelvic didn't do when she was talking about Nier and spreading the good gospel. So it's crazy. Well, if I tell you about the game, I'm gonna tell you exactly what's wrong.
Oh, with Pelvic, you gotta remember she has these rose-tinted glasses on because she loves the game so much that like those problems she had aren't problems to her. They're just small things that's just like, oh, you go through and you'll be fine.
And to be fair, in her defense, I know she when she praises Nier, it's mostly for Nier Automata. So
she be praising the original too. Oh wait,
but majority of it is Automata.
I'll let her live, I guess.
If there's one person
live. Oh god.
If there's one person I saw really like put this on a pedestal in regards to it, it's your boy Blandrew. Blandrew, if you're out there listening to this, I got some words for you.
Oh man. All right, cool. And
let me just finish off in regards to Nier. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna go for the platinum and all that stuff. But like I said, I feel that B and C could have been combined. I don't know about D and E. I heard some crazy shit about save data and whatnot. I'll get there.
Those ones are wild. Yeah, D deletes your save data, and then if you keep going, you can get it back, basically.
Yeah, like I said, Yoko Tower, he's trying to innovate as hard as he can.
So if your save data gets deleted in that, are you gonna continue playing the game, or are you like, yeah, I'm done?
No,
you can get it back.
You get it back.
It's a fake out. Much like Final Fantasy 1, which is Duobeard's favorite Final Fantasy game. Shout out to Duobeard for the super chat.
Yeah, like I said, Yoko Taro it felt like he created this game for people to not look up what's going to happen on the internet. So I'm assuming whoever played Nier Replicant back on the PlayStation 3 and they got to the part where the game deleted their save data, I'm sure their mind was blown, you know?
The one thing too is like on the PS3, this ran like dookie.
Like shit.
Oh yeah.
And people were still saying
it was also ugly.
The drops in this game are also bad. Like if you're getting rare items, you could go through the map like, I don't know, 20 plus times, maybe see them like 3 times.
Yeah, see, that's why I ain't doing this collectathon crap.
And that's for people going for platinums.
Yeah, I'm playing
upgrade weapons.
Yeah, I'm basically playing 2 games that have fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I played it for probably 3 or 4 days straight to get that.
I'm good.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Anyway, yeah.
So who's up next? Who's the last one playing
Me.
games? The fake host. You got it. Go ahead.
Jesus.
Don't worry, I'll keep it short. So primarily, I've been playing the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. It's really, really good. Kind of a steal, really. 3 amazing games for the price of 1, and they're all been upscaled to 4K and have improvements, especially Mass Effect 1. It reminded me why I fell in love with the series those years ago. You know, sometimes you'll play games and time passes, and it's like, would this age well? Would I like it as much if I played it now? And with Mass Effect, yeah, just as good as it was, a decade roughly ago. So, really good.
Don't
I
look
think-
at general chat.
General chat. But I have a quick question about that though. Like I played the original trilogy and loved it. Also, I played Andromeda as well. Did you play the original? Like, what platform did you play it on? Was it like on PS3 or something? And so like this is a
360.
huge 360. I played it on 360 and on PC, and for the life of me, I couldn't find a reason to get it again because I was like, it's the same story. Nothing has changed. It's not like they've added like these huge side plots or additional content that I didn't already have because I had all the DLC as well.
There.
And so I found it really difficult to justify getting it this time around because I still thought to myself like there was a slight chance I was like, oh, maybe I'll pick it up, and then I was like, but isn't it like how much is it? Like how much did you pay for it?
It's full price game, $60 for all 3.
$60, and that's
It's
the
3
thing,
games though.
Yeah, there's 3 games that
I
you
don't
can
know
get.
about that.
they would-
Like, how long ago was Mass Effect 3?
Mass Effect 3.
2014, something like that. Also, this has all the DLC from every game. in it.
But you could have gotten that basically EA was giving that away on Origin at some point.
Yeah,
That's
they were
the
always
other.
giving it away and whatnot. It was always mad cheap too. So I don't know if I can justify a $60 price tag. That's a little bit ridiculous.
Every game has been upscaled to 4K with improvements. Remember that. This isn't a regular, just straight up port. They've improved things. Like Mass Effect 1, the entire Mako thing that everyone hated, completely revamped. The entire level up system, completely revamped.
I never hated the Mako. I never hated the Mako. Like I always thought people were just making a big deal out of it. I thought it was chill. It was space fantasy. I was like, of course it's not gonna handle well. It's in space, I thought everyone was just making a big deal out of that when I played it the first time. I enjoyed the Mako. I enjoyed pretty much the original Mass Effect. I enjoyed the muddy texture of it being like smeared grease on a screen. I was like, this looks good because it's like space fantasy. I don't really want it. I mean, granted, yeah, technically I want it in 4K HD, ultra beautiful, 60 frames per second gorgeousness, but not at $60, especially if it's the same game. And these games came out not too long ago in a reasonable amount of time. And again, if you had it on PC, it's pretty cheap. Like I still have the trilogy on PC, and I had it on Xbox 360. There's no reason for me to pick this up again. In a sense. And devs have done this. There have been developers who've upscaled their games, made it better looking, fixed a couple bugs, la-di-da. And they just, if you already own the original, they just give it to you. They were like, hey, you already own the original on PC? Just take the upgrade and enjoy yourself. But no, BioWare has to be an EA studio and decide to charge people $60 for this. I'll wait. If I ever pick this up again, not that I'll probably play it again, but if I pick it up again, I'm waiting until this is on sale. And I hope most of you do the same.
That's fair, but I just looked it up. And Mass Effect 1 did come out in 2007. I think 14 years is plenty of time.
No. 2007 was a good year. It's a good year.
I wrote my
anyways, like I was saying, I'm enjoying Mass Effect. Other thing I've been playing, besides Nocturne, which I did a review on, is a game I started today, actually, called Superhero Chronicle, which I'm liking more than I thought. It's a crossover series of Ultraman, Gundam, and Kamen Rider. And it's actually pretty nice, so enjoying that.
We got a super chat from Duo. He said, "Hail Lord Bowser. He doesn't come with DLC." No, he doesn't come with DLC, but with how much he likes Xenogears, he was probably meant to be 6 parts that was then rushed into 2. But anyway, as you were saying, Ben.
What? Oh my goodness.
That's not what happened to Xenogears, but okay, Blake.
Alright, okay, so I guess for me, what I'm currently playing at the moment is pretty much, I'm still messing around with Nocturne. If you had told me a year ago that I'd be still playing this game, I would have called you crazy. but something keeps pulling me back to this damn game. I don't know
I'm shocked
what it
you're playing
is,
it.
but
You're a masochist.
I don't know. I feel like, see, when I beat it on when I beat the PS2 version and I fought Lucifer, I think I said that right.
Lucifer.
Luchador?
You got what I'm talking about. But
Lucifer?
Lucifer, there we go. I'm sorry. Yeah, whatever. But like, I felt like, it was a little bit cheap, I guess you could say. I gotta give him a rematch, I gotta make sure he gets his proper rematch. So I'm going for the true ending, and I'm gonna make sure, I decisively beat his ass. But
when you say true ending, do you mean like true demon ending or?
Yeah, true demon ending. It's not. Yeah,
okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, I was gonna try to do the other endings. I'm like, I'm not playing this game over again. There ain't no way I'm doing this. I'm doing all these endings again.
I don't blame you.
Like it ain't happening. Especially on hard. Get out of here. And that's another thing about about hard mode. Hard mode is stupid. It's so stupid. Like I was looking up a video, for like how like stuff is determined when it comes to attacks hitting or how much money is being thrown away when a character is panicked or confused. It's like random, and you missing, like the more you level up, the greater your chance at missing. It's so stupid.
You want to know the irony of that, Shadow? Is that when you play on Merciful, and I was in the first area and almost fully leveled in like strength stat, I was actually blown away at how fast I was leveling compared to like the normal pace of the game when you play it regularly. I was like, this is actually insane. There's no challenge anymore.
Yeah, Merciful is like just very easy. Like I don't know if I say baby
hand
mode,
holding.
but, yeah.
Isn't that the whole appeal of Merciful though? Like it's journalism mode.
It's supposed to be
it's worse
easy,
than that.
Not supposed to be that easy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Is it worse than
I actually
Phoenix
found
mode
one cool
Fates?
advantage to Merciful mode though. It pretty much eliminates random battles. So if you want to like not get in random battles, just turn it on Merciful.
Yeah,
something I also noticed was that I've never missed like a move.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, that's right. On hard, I have to worry about my attacks missing. Like if my attacks miss, I'm screwed. Basically.
Like you see, but like you didn't play it, so you don't get how bad it is. Like you can take any hard boss in the game, the hardest boss in the game, just turn on auto attack and you will win 100%.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
Merciful?
I did it to the first boss. I literally did it to the first boss. Went
So-
auto attack
so-
and just won.
Would you say it's worse than Phoenix mode in Fire Emblem Fates?
Around the same caliber of mode, really.
Because I remember when they first showed off Phoenix mode, it was like, yeah, characters when they die, they come back the next turn. I was like, huh?
That sounds like baby mode too. But yeah, the job on this port is pretty lackluster. Like the game's running at 30 FPS. I know that it's tied to the game's code and game's engine, but still, I feel like the developers probably could have went in a little bit and changed some things. Yeah.
Do a beard threw a super chat over our way saying, idea level up stats via roulette. I dare you, Shadow. Doesn't Fire Emblem do level up stats? Doesn't Fire Emblem do that as well?
No. It's like a higher chance of certain things to go up, so you don't get screwed over. But technically, yes.
That's ridiculous. I'm not even trying that. No, absolutely not.
That kind of sounds fun, actually. I might do that for a game one day.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm playing for the most part. It was Nocturne. I was playing Nier, but I dropped it for Nocturne. I don't think, like I said, I don't think I'm going back to Nier. I don't want to. I don't know if I want to play that because I'm gonna have to collect all the weapons to get all like the true ending. I don't know. I'm not too big on collecting a whole bunch of stuff to get an ending. It's stupid. I think it's stupid, but hey, whatever. I don't even think it's tied to the game's lore or game story. Just collect all the weapons, you get an extra ending. Like, no, I'm not about that life. I did play the demo for Scarlet Nexus, and I was genuinely impressed, even though I was playing on Xbox and was running at 30 FPS. But that game, I think I'm gonna like it a lot.
What Xbox were you playing it on? Sorry, Xbox One or
Xbox One. Yeah, I was playing on Xbox One.
Not the X?
No, not the X. I don't have X. I just have a regular Xbox One. But yeah, like everything about the game, the combat looks pretty good. I like the telekinesis that you could just pretty much just like combo into it. Like if you press the attack button multiple times and you hold down the right trigger or something like that, it will just automatically take a nearby object and just hurl it at the enemy. And pretty much keeping that in conjunction with your psychokinesis gauge, I guess you could say, managing that, because each time you use psychokinesis, it runs out, and you want to make sure you have enough. It seems that there's going to be a lot of room for strategy in the game, and I'm looking forward to it. The story seems to be like a visual novel kind of deal, which I guess I can... It's more like a dynamic visual novel, but I guess for it being kind of maybe like a budget game, or they didn't want to go too big on the cutscenes, because I probably would have took a little bit more time, I could deal with it. I love the music. The music is just it's so catchy. It's so upbeat. Like, it's like a techno vibe or something like that. But yes.
I've heard somebody describe it as, Astral Chain 2 looking kind of nice.
Basically, yeah. This looks like an Astral Chain that I'll actually play for the most part. But I don't know if I'm going to play it day one, because Disgaea 6 is coming out around that time, which I'm hoping that I can maybe get Disgaea 6 early so I can play Scarlet Nexus. But we'll see what happens with that. Anyway... okay, I think that's it for our currently playing. We spent like...
There's one thing I want to say about Nier. Because you did talk about the endings there. The one that was added, I feel like it implies something about what Yoko Taro's next project is, but that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything else, because I know you guys haven't gotten there. But that's all I'm going to say, is that I got the vibe that he was kind of like flaunting it in our face, like, this is coming next.
You're saying in regards to the ending for ending E?
Yeah.
Okay.
The extra one that he added.
Oh, so wait, there was an additional ending added to...
Yeah, that was added to the game. I don't believe there's a E in the original. I'm pretty sure that was added.
Interesting.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look that up to make sure I'm not telling you some bullshit.
Alright, so let's... we spent 45 minutes talking about what we're currently playing. God damn. Alright, I gotta make sure to tell you people to wrap it up sometimes. I mean, goddamn. Alright.
People love hearing us talk, though.
Hey, man, I could have talked about how Riku's making me play Cold Steel 4 on Nightmare, and how Nightmare does not add anything else to that game, but,
Alright.
Change the difficulty, Blake. He can't stop you.
Alright, so
I will get my refund on Monster Hunter something.
Damn. Alright, so let's talk about Yakuza, the Yakuza series. It's pretty much the mainline series is staying turn-based. So apparently, from the overwhelming success of Like a Dragon, they decided to keep the mainline series going forward as turn-based. And I think they said Judgment is going to be more of the traditional action brawler Yakuza. So I guess that's a thing. I don't know. Like, you guys know, I think Yakuza Like a Dragon was a good game, but I have some issues with it. The whole series is going turn-based now. I think I'll be a lot more interested than I was previously. So it's interesting how a new game, it's not even a spin-off, but it was an experiment done. And now the rest of the series is going to be based off of that experiment for the most part.
I think it makes sense. Since this is going to be Ichiban's story from now on, right? And the Dragon Quest fans, so this makes sense.
It's like, it's no longer about Kiryu, because Ichiban isn't like Kiryu. He wasn't always the person somebody would go be like, hey, go handle the light work, like in Zero, and then from like 1 onward, he had this title known as just being the Dragon of Dojima. He was a legend among men. If you heard that name when somebody was walking down the street, assume they got their ass beat. That's how it was. But like, Ichiban isn't that kind of person. He's not just willing to stop. Like, if some thugs run into him, it's not like he's just gonna immediately go, okay, you chose death. Man's just like, he's more of a thinking man. I wouldn't say Kiryu's not a thinking man, but if you let him think, that means you're probably gonna end up worse than hospitalized.
Duo dropped a super chat saying Ichiban is the best protagonist in a long time.
That's what I've heard.
Not in the Yakuza series. I think hands down to me the best Yakuza protagonist was what's his name again? The one with the twin blades. I've forgotten his name already.
Mishima?
Twin blades.
Majima.
Majima only has one knife.
Well, sorry. Oh, my bad. My character in what do you call it? In Biomutant has 2 blades.
Okay, because I'm like, when did Majima get 2?
You also missed the super chat from Sebastian Blake.
Did I? What's
Come
Sebastian
on,
saying?
Blake, what you doing out here, man?
Yo, Blake, how was that McBurn battle? It was not important. All right, as we were, bro, that McBurn battle. I'm not gonna. We don't have time for me to rant about McBurn. Bro, and can we talk about, okay, another problem with Cold Steel 4 is all these new voice actors. Riku's like, Blake, you notice the stupidest things. Bro, everyone sounds different. Just saying. Anyway, as you were saying.
But I think in essence, I would say that I think it's a good idea that they have stuck to the twin base, because I think, generally speaking, taking the name Yakuza and making that the focus, because there are people who just know the name. Like, the name itself is popular enough that it brings in people, and so I think having the name and keeping it twin base is great, and having people who want that sort of like action combat, having it be the Judgment series is pretty cool, because then it gives Judgment, because a lot of people don't know Judgment and don't know that it's connected to Yakuza, so it gives Judgment that time to build itself up, but then the new system works perfectly fine. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. It just kind of reminds me how the experiment kind of is successful, because if you take a look at Valkyria Chronicles, if Valkyria Revolution, if everybody loved that battle system, if everybody loved it, that would have been the Valkyria games going forward.
No, thank God that failed.
But they got that failed miserably.
It's a good
Gamer
thing that
said
people
not
have
today.
sense.
Ask
what,
Blake
but-
what he does to Mishi behind the scenes.
Whoa, Duo Beard donated a super chat and said, ask Blake what he does to Mishi behind the scenes. No, ask Mishi what Mishi does to me behind the scenes, because that mother crashed my stream. Anyway, Ace, how's it going? Ace donated another $2. Said Blake felt Mick Burns Scorcher. This one's a scorcher.
Is this the Bully Blake stream from chat?
Nah, man. You hate to see it. So anybody got any thoughts on Like a Dragon in general, I guess? Has anybody here played it and beat it besides me?
I'm still waiting to play more of the series before I get to it.
I played it through a friend, and I definitely like the combat system.
I've been avoiding it because I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, so it's like on my 2 playlists of games,
Okay, so I'm the only guy actually playing Yakuza games out here. All right, you got it.
No, I played the
are.
rest of the entire series. I played Yakuza 1 to 6.
Don't get your podcast snatched.
Okay, all right. Had to make sure, man. I'm actually playing the latest games in this series. Like you went out here, you played like what six games, but you couldn't play the latest one. All right, you know what?
No, it wasn't that. It's just like at the time when it came out, I was just thinking to myself, like, do I pick this up now or do I wait till it's on sale? And I just decided I wait till it's on sale because I had something else I was playing for review. Let's put it this way, right? It's not my fault. It's Sega's fault, because I reached out to Sega and asked them for a copy. They didn't hit me back up, right? And I was like, cool, you keep your game, and I'll just play something else that someone else sent me. But someone else did send me something at the same time, so they would have gotten priority. They just did not send me the game. So it's not on me, it's on them. I usually give their games priority. I usually put it ahead of everything else if they send it over. It's Sega. I'll get it on sale. It's all good.
Sega.
I'm just saying, think about it like this way, right? If you get a game for review and you get a game that you just purchased, do you give the review game priority or do you give the game you purchased priority? You give the review game priority. Exactly. Because whenever I buy a game around the same time when I get a review copy, I end up not playing the game I bought, and it sits there in my library and joins the backlog, which is ridiculous. That's a waste of money. I might as well just get it on sale.
This happened to me this past month. I had the Sensei Nocturne code for like a month. Was I playing it? No, I was playing Nier.
You see, that's
We got
basically
another
it.
super chat from Shadow King saying, "How many of you are playing Geofront Azure?" I'll get around to it at some point, but I heard that's not the evolution patch, so I'm curious, or not the evolution version.
After I beat Neo and Resonance of Fate, I'll get to that.
I'll probably never really touch crossbow games again, but if I do, sure, I'll do that.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, big facts. I don't think I'm going back to crossbow. I played it. I'm good. I wish I was able to play the Geofront patch, but it took forever to come out, which I don't blame them. They put in work for that, so hey, it is what it is. I'm sure it's really good, because the first game had a really good patch. That was amazing. That's like the best fan patch I have ever seen, almost.
Ah, damn.
For same thing.
It's impressive.
Yeah, they said they got the quality right on par, if not better, than the official translators.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's the worst, man. The worst is when the official translators do a bad job, and then some. I think you know what? Whenever you have like fan translations and they're really good, why doesn't the company just pay these people? I just here's what, here's like a couple 100,000 or whatever have you. Thank you for the translation. We're gonna use the official now. Like
I don't know.
seriously.
I don't know if they can pay them off like that because they probably wouldn't accept it. They would probably want like a percentage of the sales or something like that, and it's just negotiating something like that with somebody else is just there's too much legality goes into it.
I think if they decide they want to be greedy, if you decide, what the developers and you get a credit. Let's put it this way: you get some money and you get a credit. I think any self-respecting fan who translates a game should accept that. I think if you don't, you're not a self-respecting fan. You're a hater person, and you're just out here for money. And at that point in time, they should just sue you. Stop using their copyright or whatever have you. I don't know, but
they could definitely just be like a Nintendo and just how it wasn't. No, I wasn't gonna say shut them down. I can't remember what it was, but when they re-released, was it the most recent Super Mario collection where they re-released the Mario and people found out that it was a ROM that Nintendo used and basically resold, and Nintendo's response was it was ours in the first place. So
yeah,
okay.
they like it's just like GIF, just okay.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Sue us?
So it's like even if they even if like NIS or anyone decided to like yank it and just use it without paying, there's nothing that they could do. So they would honestly be grateful if they did go to them with money in the first place.
Exactly. That's and I think any self-respecting fan would. They'd be like, you know what? And I think the developers should, or the publishers should try to give them something as thanks for their work.
I would love to see GeoFriend's like name when you turn on the a Trails game, just to see that they were the ones that assisted in this.
That's mad respect, man.
Yeah, man, respect.
Yeah, I would definitely, if I was a developer or publisher, or if I worked for a developer or publisher, in the sense like, say for example, I worked for Exceed or NS or whatever have you, and I knew one of our games was fan translated and it was done really well, I would go into the boardroom meeting and suggest this. I'd be like, look, here's the thing, guys. We could pay a whole team to like, translate this game and do it trashy, like, not proper, and have the fans complain, or we could just give these guys, half the money we would have paid the whole team and just give them a credit in the game and they'll be happy.
Hey, look at Sonic Mania.
Exactly.
That's right.
I feel like doing that is going to lead to too many problems. Like, what if something's wrong with the port? They got to make sure they fix it.
Obviously they have to test it.
I don't know. I feel like it's not that simple.
They have to test it first. Troubleshoot.
Yeah, I would say in regards to getting that translation, troubleshooting, and all that stuff, I think that would take a lot less time, effort, and money than
making one.
them translating it from the ground up themselves.
True.
Whatever they would have to do.
And think about it like this, right? A lot of the times, you get a game from like, for example, recently I was playing Poison Control from NAS America, and granted, I like the game. I think it's pretty fun and all that kind of stuff, but it has bugs, like really, really bad bugs that are game breaking. And the thing is that they could have paid some testers. They could have paid me to just find that bug and tell you, hey, this is a bug, fix this. But and I think up to this point, they still haven't even patched it yet. It's still on 1.0.0. Last I checked, at least it hasn't been updated, so there's no patch for this thing, right? And I think if there's a game that is already being translated and it's working and everything like that, and you pay some testers, you hire like I don't know, like 20 more testers than you would otherwise, you'd still save more money, and in the end the fans will be happy, the devs will be happy, the publishers will be happy, shareholders will be happy, and it works out well. I don't see a problem with it. It's a win-win.
Okay, all right, guys. Play nice with each other in the chat. I don't know what's going on, but seems to be a war going on. No man is safe. No matter if you 3-2 or 8-1. If y'all know that reference, I don't know what's going on with some of y'all. All right. Did we get a super chat?
Yeah.
There's one, yeah.
Did we?
Oh my God, Blake, let's go. What you doing out here, man?
No, see, well, Shadow said there was smoke in the chat, so I put down Tsushima for a second to look back through the gossip, and I was like,
Blake, you have one job.
What's going on? And Riku, we're not going to talk about that. Also, at this point, does NIS start from scratch with 0 and Azure 10 plus 0 games, or move on to newer games like Hajimari and Kuro. See, the thing is like, if what Riku tells me is true, that the Evolution games, like for Crossbow, were made for the West, and then the West never got it. I mean, the longer they wait to yeah.
No.
Longer...
Those are the Kai, not Evolution.
Kai, not Evolution. The longer you wait to bring those over, I mean, I guess the interest will always still be there, but just the longer you wait, I don't know. I mean, if they drop them on Switch, I mean that'd be great. But
I mean, they're available on Switch.
Right.
I think in
I can finish. I can finish off your sentence. The longer they wait, obviously, it's not like no one's, every day there's someone, making their way through the Trails games. That's just yet another person that probably doesn't want to play it on PC, or play it illegally, and they'll skip over it.
Mm-hmm.
Every day that'll happen.
Here's a question though: if you play a game illegally, right, because it wasn't translated. Let's say you get it fan translated, right? Do you then feel like, one, that you should donate to the translation, like give the people something if it's a good translation, and two, do you feel like you need to buy an official copy that's in Japanese or something, or are you like, nah, I don't need it?
The thing about Geofront is they encourage people to buy the game officially, the Japanese version, and then when you put it on your PC, you patch in their patch to it. So it's not like they're telling you to, pirate the game and then, play our, thing. They still try to.
But I wonder how many people actually, support.
Yeah,
I
don't. All they can do is tell you to do it. They can't tell you what to do.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I was just interested in that statistic. I know we will never know, but I'm interested to know. I'm pretty sure people aren't supporting it, but
Here's the thing I'll say about that. I know there was a site. I think it was on Falcom's site. They have the ability to buy the original Japanese PC version of Zero no Kiseki, and they said when Geofront's English patch was officially done, they said that their website crashed. So
it's amazing
that does show a sign that people are officially buying the game but playing it in English. So
maybe I need to stop being pessimistic. Maybe there's some truth.
I'm not entirely sure if that happened with AO, but they said that happened with Zero no Kiseki. Yeah.
If they know that's going on, right, why wouldn't they just invest into this? Like, why wouldn't they just put some money behind the people doing this?
It's all about pride and stuff, I assume.
Yeah,
probably is.
A little off topic, but related to the idea of like companies and pride. It's kind of why Japanese companies haven't invested in rollback netcode for fighting games until fans started speaking up about it, because it was a pride thing. They thought their netcode was the best.
Seriously, is that already a thing?
I mean, I think the whole pride thing is really more with the Japanese companies. Like, I feel like if Sega took everyone from Sonic Team out back and shot them, and then hired took some people who be making some of these ridiculously over the top fan games, like Sonic wouldn't be in the place it is now. But it's Sega, from what I gather, just from being in the Sonic fandom and all the rumors and stuff I've been hearing in the leaks and stuff, it seems like the main reason Sonic is the way it is right now is because Sega of Japan doesn't see Sonic selling that well in Japan, whereas Sega of America is like, just so you know, Sonic is popping over here, and you need to pull your head out your ass.
Because I feel like the very essence of Sonic was like the '90s depiction of an American bad boy. He was too cool for school. He didn't really follow the rules of a traditional platformer, which is what he was supposed to be back then. So, he's still a cool character, but Sega in Japan is like, is he though?
And another thing too is I don't think
Sonic truly dead when they changed the color of the Sega logo.
Oh lord, that is true. And do platformers even do well in Japan?
I don't know. I know they did it.
I would be surprised if a Mario game didn't.
Probably not, but I think I think JRPGs are the biggest genre. Those and visual novels do really well in Japan. I think those sell. You put a JRPG and a visual novel out, they're gonna sell out easily. I think a platformer maybe depends on who's making it. I think.
I just find it interesting. We go off topic. I don't think it was the panel's fault. It was a super chat. So.
What are we talking about again?
Exactly. You know what?
I don't
We're
even
moving on.
I think we were talking about
Jesus
Pride and
Christ, man.
Company.
Was it Yakuza?
It was Yakuza, okay? Like, you know,
It was Yakuza.
my God. All right, we're gonna move on to our next topic. My goodness. Like,
But hey, again, it was something to talk about.
Content.
all right, let's talk about game reviews. Let's talk about game reviews and should you be good at games in order to review them?
No.
Oh boy.
Ooh, can I go first?
Straight up, no. You don't need to be good at games to review.
I suck
I
at
think you
games.
just.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. All right, go ahead, Gab.
I think you just. Okay.
All I was gonna really say is I suck at games, and I think reviewers should at least disclose if they don't finish the game at the very beginning of the review. Should say, listen, like I've only played up to this point, I haven't beaten the game. This is my impressions. They shouldn't call it a review because it's not like a
Initial
full-out
impressions
review.
is a great way to
It's
get around
initial
that.
impressions is what
Because
it is.
a review implies that you
you've
sat through the
completed
entire product and now you're
Exactly.
ready to like go over it in full.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Q, you can go next.
I think the thing is that a review should. I think a lot of people think differently about reviews, and then there's always the perception that it should be something that it really isn't. A review is just an opinion. It's literally just an opinion. I don't think anyone needs to have. It's not like you have to have anything specific to give your opinion on something. You could like something. Like, for example, every single one of us on this podcast have different opinions on different topics. You know, we were talking about Nier before, and everyone had different opinions on Nier. You know, there's going to be someone out there who's going to be like, best game ever, and someone who's like, this is trash. You know, and the thing is that different people will resonate with different people. You know, so in the sense, like, someone in the chat may come and say Emma is best waifu, and you know everyone on the podcast knows that's wrong because obviously it's Alyssa. But the point I'm trying to make is that basically people will basically look at who they think has a similar perspective to them, and they would say, okay, this is the person I want to get information from. There's a super chat, by the way.
A super chat here from the legendary Zoltan donated $5. Thought said 500. Was about to say Shadow. I'm about to get a period. What is the name of that dancing girl when people super chat? And what game? I paid $5 just to ask that Shadow Leader's great taste in women. That is Angela Ballsack from
That is her actual name.
That's
her
her
name.
actual name.
Yeah.
I
Angela
thought that was a
Ballsack.
joke.
from Expelled from
Okay.
Paradise, and that's not actually a game. I think it's just a mod of someone modding the Miku dance over her. I think, but Shadow can answer that because it's his girl.
Yeah, basically
Wow.
Angela Ballsack. Yeah, from MMD for the most part. Yeah, it's from Expelled from Paradise. I have great taste in anime women. I have great taste in women in general. I have great taste in waifus. We already know Emma is the best. We know Tifa is amazing.
But if you want to play a
Hey.
game, she's in Super Robot Wars T.
Indeed. For the
Yep.
PlayStation 4, PC, and
Nintendo
Nintendo
Switch and Switch. Let's go.
All right.
Oh my god, the horrors. But yeah, generally speaking, the point I was trying to make is that you go to people for an opinion on something. It's just the same way like you'd have a friend who tell you, hey man, you gotta check this game out, it's pretty good. Are you gonna say, well man, you're not a professional at games, you don't finish them, or you don't know what's going on in the game, I'm not gonna take your opinion. Sometimes maybe that friend and you have similar taste in games, and you know he's good. You know, when he comes and he says, hey man, I like this game, I think you'll like it, you'd probably be like, yeah, you know what, I might actually like it. You know, in the same way, like for example, the guys on the podcast have been saying for ages, oh, everyone should get Monster Hunter and play Monster Hunter Rise. Shadow, what's your opinion on Monster Hunter Rise?
Don't care for it.
Exactly. You just don't care for it. It's just not your cup of tea. But the fact of the matter is that that's their opinion, and when they say it, they're gonna have the Monster Hunter Rise people who already like Monster Hunter
Well,
Rise.
Q,
gonna
I
be
think
like,
I
yes.
think that the
Yeah.
topic is should you be good at games?
You
to
don't
review.
have to be. That's the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is you don't have to be good. You just have to be good at explaining yourself, explaining your perspective on the topic, and being able to be not just that, but be objective. Be able to give the pros and the cons. Because some people go in the whole super fanboy vibe, and they just put everything as positive, or they just become a hater and everything is negative. But you have to be able to look at pros and cons. This is a review should just be an opinion and also put in the pros and the cons. But this is good, this is bad, this is why I like it. That's it. That's a review.
I'm sort of torn on this, and I'll say one big example that contradicts what Q says
Mhm.
and why you should be good at a game, at least to some degree, to review it, and that is Devil May Cry 5. I don't know if you guys remember
This music.
when
is shit.
when reviewers are previewing the game, a lot of reviewers are like, This game is like a step down. The music is crappy, blah blah blah. But what they didn't know is that the music is tied to how well you're doing.
Yeah.
So they kind of outed themselves as just being crap at the game and saying the game sucked because they couldn't play it right. And if they had published those reviews, then millions of people with their audiences would have thought the same thing. It's like you should be at least some level of competent at what you do, in my opinion. You don't have to be a god at the game or anything, but like if you can't jump over like the ledge, like what was it, IGN GameSpot with that Cuphead review, where the reviewer couldn't jump over the first ledge. Like, what are you doing? Stop it.
I mein, think about like this, right? I've reviewed sports games, right? Motorsports, So
Right.
I've reviewed motorsports, and I at the time when I reviewed my first, Supercross game or whatever have you. I knew nothing of Supercross, but I wanted to review this game because I was really interested in it. And what I did was I went and I pulled up some Supercross videos on YouTube, some full like races or whatever have you, and I got some popcorn, I got some ice cream, and I sat down and I watched the race. And I made notes, and I called up a friend who was into Supercross, and I was like, hey man, give me some tips on this sport and all that kind of stuff. So then when I started playing the game, I knew what to look for. I was like, okay, this is what I should be looking for. And I think in the same way, like if you're playing a game like you just mentioned, Devil May Cry, you go and you look for the opinions of, okay, what makes it so good? This is what this is what it's about and all that kind of stuff. And then you could go in and say, okay, these are the things that are fundamentally good about the game, but I don't like these things. As simple as that. Like I could review a Monster Hunter game. I'm not gonna go in and say, oh, Monster Hunter is amazing. I'll probably say, I don't like this game, but
you can see the good qualities within it.
Exactly, I can look for the good qualities and say, okay, this is what fans will be looking for. These are the mechanics that work. These are the mechanics that are going to be difficult or challenging for some people. And generally speaking, there's my opinion. My opinion is that. So you don't actually have to be good. You just have to be able to articulate yourself, and you have to be able to see and view things objectively. And I think that's the thing. I think a lot of people don't view the.
But the thing is, you're talking about what people should do. In reality, they don't do that.
Yeah,
like I'll use that same example, Monster Hunter. I think it was like Kotaku or something, where the dude did a review and he knew like nothing about the game and just trashed it, and he didn't take the time to learn anything about it.
He said the game doesn't explain itself and has too much dialogue. You know why it had too much dialogue? Because he skipped all the tutorials, bro.
Yeah.
And that's the thing people do. I mean, there are times. Here's the thing: a lot of the times with reviewers, you get a game, and it's due for like the embargo date is very close to the date you actually get the game. So, like for example, I'm playing Biomutant, and the embargo date is tomorrow, right? So embargo is tomorrow. Game comes out on Tuesday, and the thing is that if you get the game a week before, maybe you have some time, but regular people have regular lives, or you have responsibilities and other things that take up your time, so you can't actually spend 100% of your time playing a game. And when you then come in and you have to finish it at a deadline, like if you're working for a big company like an IGN or Kotaku or whatever have you, and you have a deadline date, you tend to rush. I've found myself to rush. Like the closer you get to the deadline date, I found myself actually like, okay, maybe I can skip this section and just get to that section, or maybe I can just skim here and just get there. And it's a bad habit, but then when you consider the fact that if your review doesn't go up exactly before at a certain particular time within a time slot, it's really hard to like get in front of people, unless of course you're targeting a specific niche and there's already a following who really wants you. And especially if you're working on the platform of YouTube's algorithm hates everyone. It hates you. If you almost everyone here is a YouTuber, or at least has a channel on YouTube. And if you go on your channel and you look at the amount of people who are actually, who have the notifications on your channel, with regards to how many of them are subscribed, it's not usually a high number. And when you consider that factor, it means if you don't put out a certain amount of stuff in a specific amount of time, sometimes these people never see it, and then they don't even know you put out a video, and then your numbers crash, and then it's not good. But if you put it up in the right window, it doesn't matter if they have the notification bell on, they'll still see it. And that's the weird thing about YouTube's algorithm. It's a crazy thing, and then it forces people to tend to make all these really weird rush decisions. But beyond the point, I don't think you have to be really good at a game to just basically review it. I think you just have to be able to be objective about a topic and also research your work. Like whatever you're gonna do the research first. Come on.
I agree. Yeah. Well, I somewhat disagreed with the part about being good at games, but in regards to having to beat a game, I sort of agree with you. I feel that in a perfect world, we should beat games before we review them, but I know from experience that realistically, that's not just possible if you need a review on day one. Like, when I got Fairy Tail to review, they literally gave it to me like 6 hours before release.
You see? And some developers do that on purpose. Like, I think they do it because they know people are gonna do the whole FOMO thing and just buy the game before they watch a review because no reviews go up on time. And that's unfortunate that developers do that. That they would say, okay, here, well, actually not developers, but publishers. They'll say, let's put the review copies out on the day of, or a couple hours before, and you can tell with some review outlets that they get a review up and you're like, I know you got your copy the same day I got mine, and it's like, how do you have a review now? You know, it's just because you know that they've rushed into it. And I have noticed in recent times that some outlets have actually scaled back. Like, I've noticed IGN for some reason have not been rushing to get their reviews up day one in some cases, like day one of release. I've seen reviews go up like a couple days after the game comes out. But IGN a year or two ago, boy, a game comes out today, IGN reviews up today. You know, like, I'm like, you guys are crazy. No one played this game. You know, just no one played this game. So, I think maybe it's changing. The industry's changing. So, who knows?
Sosuke, did you go?
No, I didn't. I was going to say, I agree with both Bao and Gap and Q. Like, I agree with all of them about that. But I feel like in some situations it is, like, depending on the genre of game and, like, what you're given to work with, like, the amount of time you have. I feel like when it comes to beating a game, yes, you have to do that to call it a review. If not, call it a first impression or, like, a first look or whatever. Like, something that gives people the idea that this isn't, like, you haven't gone through it. For a review, I feel like you should at least, like, read tutorials in the game, understand what's going on. You don't have to be good, but at least use the information that the game gives you to help give a more constructed opinion. In the case of, like, fighting games, I feel like you should be able to do at least a basic combo to get, like, a hang of the game to understand what's going on. Otherwise, you can't just go out telling people, yo, this fighting game's trash. Why? Because it doesn't teach you anything, it doesn't tell you how to do anything, but there's a tutorial right there. Nah, that's too much time. But you had 2 weeks to do this. Alright, fine. And, like, that right there, like, that mentality of, like, no, I'm gonna skip all the tutorials, like the guy with Monster Hunter Rise, that's, no.
It's very rare that you get
bad
2 weeks,
idea.
though. It's very rare that you get 2 weeks with a game, though. Like, like a lot of publishers don't give you, like, you get it though. The game comes out Tuesday, you get it the weekend before. Like in the sense, like, if a game's coming out on Tuesday, release date, most publishers will give you a review key on, like, a Thursday or a Friday or something. Like, that's when you get a copy. So you only have it for like a weekend. If you only have a game for a weekend, trust me, you're skimming. You're really skimming most of the time. Unless, of course, you have literally 24/7 to give to the game, which is not usually possible for most people. Okay. So,
well, I'm also looking at it as, like, an outsider looking at when it comes to reviewers, because I'm not a reviewer myself.
Yet.
True. That's true.
Riku, Blake, you guys got a dog in this fight?
Basically what everyone else said. For me, if I get a game early and I'm not going to be embargo, just make a first impressions. Here's where I am at this point in the game. Of course, don't talk about spoilers. Just the usual human stuff, and then later on, get that review out as quick as you can, basically. But try not to sacrifice your experience, because if you rush a game, you may not enjoy it or may not give it as high a review as you would if you had taken your time with it. Mm-hmm. But that's I understand that's pretty difficult to do when you're on in, like, an embargo. Mm-hmm. But yeah, basically just what everyone else said. Basically what I'm echoing.
Okay, all right. Riku, you got anything?
You can hear me, right? Correct?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with what everyone here said. In regards to being good at a game in order to review it, I personally feel in a perfect world, you would want someone who is good at games to critique a game, because obviously if you're not good at a game, you won't be able to dive deep into what that game has to offer and be able to present that to the people that would be playing the game, whether that person who will be picking up the game is a casual or a hardcore, like you guys said when it came to the Devil May Cry example. Yeah, I do think it's very shitty that companies will get you a game, you know, the review code sometimes hours before the game comes out. It's very fucked up. My friend on Twitter, Tony Polanco, at Ramudeth, he is someone who reviews games, and he said usually when a company gets him a game and it's like a day before the game comes out, he basically, you know, he speaks with his actions, not his words, but he basically says, if you're going to give me a game a day before it comes out instead of a few weeks before it came out, especially if it's a long game like a JRPG or some shit, you will get the review when it, you know, on his time, not when you want to, which is most likely the day of release, you know. So I'm starting to see a lot of people take that mindset into consideration, especially the bigger they get. You know, obviously the channels that really want the views, they're gonna try and get it out as quickly as possible because that's in their benefit. But the bigger ones are like, we'll get it out when we get it out because we know we will get the views. Like an IGN, like Q was saying, IGN, they don't really rush to get their review out like that day one. Especially if it's something extremely big, they probably have it all ready to go because they probably got it, you know, very early anyway. But if it's some, you know, just some other game, the review is just gonna come. They know people are gonna look at it regardless. Yeah, this whole debacle that happened for a few weeks in regards to should you be good at a game, should you finish a game? I definitely do think you should finish a game. I'm definitely one of those people that we've seen games where they start off good or they get bad, or they start off bad and they get good. You wouldn't know what that is if you didn't finish the game. You might as well just
How
call it
long is a quick question for me is like, how long are you waiting for a game to get good? Like, if you're 30 hours in, are you still waiting for it to get good in the end? Like, if a game gets good, you know,
Depends.
after 30 hours, would you stick it out?
A game shouldn't take 30 hours to get good. I'm sorry.
Look at Cold Steel 1.
Same.
Anyway.
No, the Cold Steel 1 was fine.
Yeah,
Don't give me
that was
that.
fine. It
Not...
was building up its plot. It really wasn't like trying to throw it in your face all at once.
Here's another thing you have to take into consideration with Trails in, you know, versus other games. Other games, for the most part, their stories are compact within that one game. So their pacing is structured around beginning in that game and concluding everything by the end of that game. Whenever they do make a sequel, it's either a, you know, its own story or, you know, something not barely related to the second one. Example, the Final Fantasies or something like that. Or I guess you could use Persona as an example too. So that is obviously, I think that's one of those situations, like, where it's like that's the exception, not the rule type of thing. But yeah, that's a difference in regards to what someone considers good. You know, getting good and being bad, or being bad and getting good, and all that stuff, and pacing up in general. So that's a topic for a different day.
So I'll basically say this. Do you need to be good at games to review them? No, but you can't be outright garbage at a game as well. Like, I'm not saying when you're playing a fighting game, I think Sosuke mentioned it, you ain't gotta be so intricate about it. You ain't gotta know what zoning is. You ain't gotta know perfect frame by frame data. But yeah, you should know how to do a basic combo for the most part. You should know what the special mechanic is for the game, whether it be like a revenge meter or, you know, whatever have you, how to burst or something like that. You should know how to do that and pull it off for the most part. Fighting games are probably getting easier and easier as the years go on to pull off some of their more intricate combos, but still difficult to master. If you're playing a, I don't know, action game, I would think you need some basic level of skill to talk about it, to maybe see if it's as hard or as easy as maybe the average person would take it. But yeah, you don't have to be an expert at games to review them. I think, like Q said, like you know how to articulate yourself and get into detail. Basically, you know how to be a competent writer. You should be okay to review a game. But I will say, when it comes to beating games before you review them, that's kind of a different beast in and of itself. You guys have mentioned about getting a review early enough to beat it. If you don't, you're obviously not going to be able to do it, and you're going to be putting out a review, but it's really going to be a first impressions. And the thing about that is, nobody looks at first impressions. There are people that obviously do, but the majority don't. You want the review. You want such and such game review. You don't care about first impressions. That, unfortunately. Yeah, so you click on review. You don't click on first impressions majority of the time. But yeah, game developers should definitely be able to give the game out at a good enough time, because if it's a JRPG, you're gonna need a couple of weeks. There's no way you're gonna beat a JRPG within a weekend. It's not happening unless you. Yeah.
You know, the other thing that affects that kind of sucks is that press and like stuff, they get released first, and then everybody else gets.
That is true.
Theirs.
Yep.
Yeah, so
that is so
there's
true.
always going to be a hard line where they get it first, and all the smaller content creators get it second, no matter what.
Oh yeah, I think that literally happened with Nocturne.
It did.
There's a game right now that's coming out soon that press got first. So we got it first, and then it says like on the page or whatever, it was like, okay, we're gonna put this out for like everyone else in content creation, like YouTube and stuff like that. You get it on the day before release, and everyone else who's doing press, you get it. I don't know if it's a weekend before, or whatever have you. And when you see that, because obviously they'll put like what information before you request the game, they'll tell you like, okay, this is what you have to expect. I think if you're content creation and you're thinking to yourself, okay, should I actually request this? Like, am I gonna have time to review it? And then what, the definition of a content creator? You could be a content creator who generally just does reviews, and if you generally do reviews, that hurts you because you're not officially considered press. You're not working for some official outlet or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's kind of hurting us in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The sad thing is most people go to content creators for their reviews now, for their opinions.
Bill Beer threw a super chat out saying Gab, Bow, and Shadow all have great Nocturne reviews. Thank you.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you, dude. Appreciate that, man.
You guys did
These
do
are
very
big
good
facts.
on all three of you guys' videos.
I'm sorry, what
Damn,
was that?
double flattery from Riku.
These are big facts.
I would have been there too, but Atlas hates me.
But yeah, especially when it like I said, when it comes to beating games before you review them, it should be a no-brainer. Like if you're reviewing a PS1 game, PS2 game, OG Xbox One game, there's no reason if you come out with a review in 2021 that you shouldn't have beaten the game. For a remaster, I'd say if you beat the original, you're more in line to review the HD remaster or whatever. But when it comes to like newer games, depends on when you get the game. Depends if how much time you got to spend with it, because not everybody can spend every waking moment playing a game before the review embargo comes. And the truth of the matter is, like I said, you guys don't really care about first impressions. We know it should be labeled first impressions, but you don't really care about that. The numbers speak for themselves. Reviews get more, and I think it's because a review implies that you beat a game, and it implies that you beat a game. So yeah, it kind of sucks. It kind of leaves you between a rock and a hard place when you're a content creator. You want to get that review out day one. You want to get it out by embargo date, because that is when you get the views. That is when you're in the good graces of the algorithm to be in your favor. But if you don't, then you lose out. You lose out for the most part. So it's like it's a give and take world. Like some people, all they do is consume. You just watch reviews. You on comment sections. You don't really know the pressure. You don't know the pressure about how it is to run a website. You don't know the pressure how it is to run a YouTube channel. I think you should try it and see how far you get and see the competition and see how stiff it is. See how your views do. See how your ad revenue does. If you don't get that review out on time, it's gonna suck and it's gonna hurt, and you're gonna be tempted at the very least to maybe have a little bit of a wiggle room when it comes to your beliefs. I guarantee you.
True. Especially if if your bills depend on it. If, like, for example, you do it as a living, or even if it's something that supplements your living, so maybe you earn enough to cover your expenses, but it's the way you buy the games you want extra, or get a couple things that you want to get, make life a little sweeter, in that sense. And if it's something that you know that it makes your life a bit better, you start thinking to yourself, okay, maybe I need to put in a bit more on this. Maybe I need to rush through this when I otherwise would like to savor it, And it's a sad thing. It's to a point where sometimes I would just not review a game if I'm really, 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 really interested in it. In the sense that I'll be like, okay, someone else should review this because I need to find time to play this properly. Like, I need to find time because of the time frame in which I'll get a review copy and the time frame in which I can actually get the finish, actually play the game myself. It's just not relevant. It's not something that matches up properly. And then you find yourself making that decision of, hey, do I... The other thing too is that also, if you get like 2 or 3 games around the same time, oh, the hell of that. If you have 2 or 3 games at the exact same time, sometimes... there's some publishers out there. I have to say, some of you guys, you're amazing. I'm not saying no to what you do. So some publishers sometimes where they won't even ask you. They'll just be like, look, here's this game, here's a key for this, we hope you review it. And then you're like, oh, good lord, well, this is a game I was actually planning to get. Should I actually review this now? I already have this.
And that's another thing about what Q brought up about, like, pretty much time constraints and being pressured for the most part. Like, I think I told the story a bunch of times. Cold Steel 4. I was given the game a couple of weeks in advance, but I wasn't going to rush through the game to get out a review. I was going to take my time with that game and take as long as I needed to finish it, do all the stuff I needed to do that I felt was necessary, and then start making a review. So it's you're not going to compromise my beliefs for the most part, especially with a game I really like, really enjoy, a franchise I can't get enough of, just so I can get, those early views and get those early clicks. I would love to, and I'm telling you right now, it's not good advice, especially if you're running a YouTube channel, you're trying to grow. Yeah, you might want to rush, and you might want to, I don't know, skip some stuff if it really means that much to you to get your YouTube channel up and running. But for me, that's not the way it's going to be. That's why you barely see reviews on my channel, because unless I get the game early enough, I'm not even asking for a code, because I don't want to be in that rush mode. Be like, oh man, I gotta finish this game and beat it. Oh, I can't play the game on hard right now, because if I play the game on hard, it's gonna take me a little bit longer. Nah, I'm good for the most part. I mean, I'll try to ask for a review if I can get one, but for the most part, I ain't clamoring at the bit.
Yeah, because don't you schedule stuff like around that? Like, you look at what's releasing, and then you base that around, yes, I can and can't play that game this month.
Yeah, there's a website. I can't remember. I think it's called It's Game FAQ. That's not Game FAQ. So it's a website basically that I think it's Game. I can't remember. It's a website that basically lists all the games that are coming out, and it gives you the release dates and all the information and all that kind of stuff, as what type of game, and you get trailers and everything there. And I tend to go there and I'll look at what's coming out based on the genre that I'm interested in, the genres that I'm looking for. And then based on that information, I'll look at my contacts and who's emailed me for the month and what they have coming out. And, and then I'll make my decisions from there. I'll decide, okay, this is what I have time to cover, and this is what I don't have time to cover, and this is what I'm interested in, what I'm not interested in. And another thing too, I think that also affects you as well, is that if you don't review a game for a publisher for a while, and this happens with some publishers, it's not all, but if you don't review a game for a publisher for a while, and then you come for a game that you actually want, you may not actually get it. So in the case, like, a publisher may put out like a trash game that's not really that good, but you don't want it, so you're like, I'm not going to cover it. And then they put out this really good game that you actually want, and then you maybe get chucked down the pecking order because you didn't cover their trash game. basically. So then
they're playing that if you didn't want me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
exactly.
You gotta kiss ass before you can kick it.
It is so true, unfortunately. And I think the other thing too as well with regards to reviews is that a lot of people don't actually go for reviews for an opinion. They go for someone to agree with them because they've already bought the game. They've got the game. They already decided what they think about it, and they just want someone to make them feel confident in their purchase or to make them feel confident in hating the game. It's just a simple fact because
I've
there's
seen
some
it,
people. They just come in your comment section and they come with all this hate, and then you're like, "Have you played the game?" "No, I haven't played it. I just know it sucks." You know, I'm like, really? I mean, I've hated
Like
on Pokemon
Cyberpunk,
games.
Bao?
No, about
Exactly.
Cyberpunk. I've hated on Pokemon for so many years, but I play Pokemon games. I know why I hate it. I know why I'm frustrated. I shouldn't even say hate. Why I'm frustrated with them, you know, and there's a lot of other games, and even let's put it this way: almost every game that I've probably hated on, I've probably played at some point or the other. It's not like I'm just like out here just hating games. I'll try it out, I'll play it and realize, you know what, this ain't my cup of tea. I don't like this.
I get you Calamity.
So
All
I'm
right.
gonna let that game go.
All right. So yeah, that's pretty much the topic for reviews. Should you beat them? Should you be good at games? Let's move on to some Discord questions. We only got about 3 that I can see for the most part. Let me pull it up. Riku Key asks, name one JRPG you would like to see announced at E3.
E3. Do people still
Wow.
watch
Mm.
Oh, I got one.
What?
What was that one that we saw that hasn't been talked about? That one, she's got like red hair in the artwork, and it's
The Atlas
being-
game?
Yeah, the Atlas game we haven't heard anything about in a while. That'd be kind of cool to see come out. What is it called though?
I think it's like Project Altair or something like that.
Yeah, Project. Yeah, here I'm gonna look it up.
Oh yeah, that game. Yeah, that's okay. That's been development for
Project
a while.
Refantasy. Yeah,
Oh, Project Refantasy.
that's what I was thinking. Project Refantasy. We
What
haven't seen
game
anything
I'd
about
like?
it.
Yeah,
Look,
but-
everyone in chat saying it, and I just took the time to look it up. I'm sorry.
When did that game get announced?
A few years
I feel
back.
I feel like 2017.
Hey,
me
Jesus
look
Christ,
that
what
up,
is going on? That's Atlas, right? Atlas, get on your shit. Let's go.
Yep.
Stop making stuff for Persona. Like,
No, I would say it's because it's Atlas, bro. That's why it's taking so
It's
long.
because
That's
it was
true.
announced in 2017. I was right.
You know what I want?
Go ahead, Bob.
A new Xenoblade game. Specifically,
Ooh.
Xenoblade X2, since we
Oh,
still
Let's
need
go.
I need to beat that.
They need to do Xenoblade X for Switch first before they even start thinking about an X2. Like
It'd be cool if
literally.
they did like a dual pack.
I was gonna say announce both of them. Say
Yeah.
Xenoblade
They
X2
should
and
do that.
Xenoblade
Make
X,
Xenoblade 1 a
One.
pre-order bonus.
Xenoblade X Definitive Edition.
And for a
coming
discounted price,
soon.
you can get Xenoblade 2 as well.
the
Wow,
price of
thanks
3.
Nintendo.
I'm also fine with a new Xeno IP, since we've had, 3 Xenoblade games now?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with Xenoblade as long as they don't put no gotcha something mechanic into the game. I'm good with
Let's
that.
go.
That was
I personally my E3 announcement for JRPGs that I want is I think it's time for another Fire Emblem game of some sort.
Ooh.
Okay,
I
a
don't
teaser
think
for
so.
Fire.
I think
On
they'll
the
just
Switch,
be
Three
DLC.
Houses is what 3 years old now?
Top
But does
tier.
does it still get DLC?
No, 2 years old. No, Fire Emblem Three
No.
Houses is a DLC.
It's
Its
done.
last DLC patch was February 2020.
Okay, well then yeah, they should just put a DLC for that. I don't even need to release a new one. They could just put a DLC, new DLC.
What?
Nah, I
It's
want
pretty inevitable they're going to make another one in that engine. I highly doubt they just
I
leave
hope
it at
so.
3 houses.
Give us new characters, make more waifus, please.
It's gonna be a mobile game.
Give us
More
like
tea
some
time.
characters.
I
Oh,
demand it.
Q, we already have a mobile game.
No, they're gonna make
More
another
tea
one
time.
because
Don't
they
you
Nah.
wish that evil on us?
Q, Heroes
I'm not-
makes too much money for them
Guys,
to make a new one.
I say,
I don't want this. I don't want
isn't
this. I'm just
Heroes?
saying-
Didn't Heroes make like 60% of their revenue over the actual main series?
Yeah, it's kind of
Yes.
stupid.
Yeah, like if they were to make a new one, everybody would get pissed about it and nobody would actually play it and keep playing Heroes.
You
Well,
don't
actually,
believe that.
yes,
people
I
don't
actually-
have
Q,
self-control.
I play mobile games. I know this pain.
They'll hop to the
So
new
what
one.
it says online here when I looked it up is the game has grossed 500 million worldwide, with Japan accounting for 56%, about 280 million of its revenue. As of January 2020, the game has grossed 656 million worldwide, making it Nintendo's highest grossing mobile game.
Is that Heroes?
Yeah,
what game? That's
That's
Heroes,
Heroes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus
That's Heroes.
Christ, my God. That's his problem.
It's a despicable thing.
That's because it did more than Pokemon Go.
No.
Riku, what JRPG you want to see at E3?
Hajimari.
Don't you say no Kuro, no Kizuki.
Ooh,
I was gonna say an announcement for the localization, like a
Jesus Christ.
Hajimari, but I was genuinely thinking of an answer that's not Falcon. So you can come back to me if you would like.
Riku, you know your brain don't work that way.
Well, I'm trying, okay?
Damn. Y'all bullying him. Leave him alone.
You have Blake talking about I want another Fire Emblem. He's in here with a. All right.
Sosuke, what do you got?
JRPG, I'd like to see just a little bit more Tales of Arise, but
he can say Tails though.
well, here's the thing. Tales is my favorite. This is my favorite JRPG series of all time. I just want another Tales of the World.
Interesting.
I'm gonna be real. Like, give me a Tales of the World with the Exilia battle system.
Yo, Final Fantasy VII Part 2, let's go.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Oh shit, that is probably gonna be happening.
Just announce it, some sort of trailer for it or something.
Also,
I actually don't think we'll get that yet, just because Integrate is coming out soon.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, never mind.
No, just like I said, just announce it and show something.
You know what? Actually, no,
Why
Riku,
does it
because I'm
need to be
tired of
announced?
Square announcing things. And not bringing them until
Exactly.
3 or 5 years
Like,
later.
Don't announce more shit till it's done cooking.
Here's the thing, though. This is fucking 7 remake, so I mean, you can kind of guarantee this one is coming. So show it.
Q, what JRPG you want to see at E3?
This one's gonna come out of left field. I don't think anyone is expecting this one. For me, it's gonna be Criminal Ghouls X, which is I think it released.
It came out already.
Yeah. No, in Japan probably. I don't think it's out in the West. And
okay.
I think they were making it for mobile and Switch, and there's literally not much news from it. I mean, Criminal Ghouls is a series that I enjoyed. I would like to see the whole Criminal Ghouls series re-released on Switch as a combo or something, like, a Criminal Ghouls combo pack or on PC. with Criminal Ghouls 2.
Collection. Ooh.
Yes! So good to just hop in that again. So yeah, Criminal Ghouls would be the best announcement. I think second to that would be Inazuma 11 on Switch, the one that's been announced forever and has never been released. So yeah, that'd be good.
Okay.
I like my JRPGs weird.
I no, it's crazy. I think we went around the room, but like I don't think anybody said Shin Megami Tensei 5. And I did.
Wait, did you
Well, that
say
exists already,
JRPGs
though.
shown or
Because it's already
announced?
coming out.
I say,
that's my
You know, but that game exists.
I
Yeah,
thought
the
you
question
meant-
was announced.
So
Yeah,
it was?
I thought
this
you
is
meant,
a game that
new
exists
to-
already.
Yeah.
Oh, it was? Okay. I ain't paying attention apparently.
I forgot the first PS.
I ain't paying attention apparently.
He's on autopilot.
Yeah. Okay, so that was mine. So I gotta think of something else. Riku, did you think of one?
That's the sound of Riku's brain frying.
Yeah, it's
That's
brain
exactly
fry.
what I was about to say.
Damn.
Honestly,
Bullying.
if the new Sonic game is a sequel to Sonic Chronicles or an
No.
official
Oh my
Sonic
God. You gotta
JRPG,
come back
Uh,
to Sonic and J. Oh, you know what, Blake?
oh yeah, if Sega wants to take Atlas and axe SRT and then just
Okay.
like you put Sonic in that engine, bro, and give Sonic
You
like
know,
a traditional
like I said,
like.
I would actually be interested in playing that.
It would
An
make up
Atlas
for
Sonic
the
JRPG?
garbage. It would make up for the garbage that is Dark Brotherhood.
Bro, see, imagine a game like Yakuza Like a Dragon, but instead it's like Sonic, like you run around different places, but then when you get into fights, bro,
Okay.
it's like
It ain't happening. Nothing's happening. No. That's definitely not happening. Blake's pick doesn't count.
Wait,
Stop
okay.
it. Stop coming down
For
to
some reason,
Sonic.
when I think,
All right.
for some reason, when I think of Sonic RPG, I think of Mega Man X Command Mission, and it makes me want a Sonic RPG because that game was good.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I was just about to say that. I was like, if Blake's gonna give dream answers, we can play that fucking game.
Yeah, exactly. Stop with that. Anyway,
Riku, why are you so upset?
I'm gonna say Valkyria Chronicles 5, even though I don't think
Ooh,
we're.
that'd be cool.
Even though
with that.
I don't think we're
Does
ever
that
seeing
exist?
another Valkyria Chronicles game.
I want one. I know I want one so bad because 4 was so good, but I don't know if I agree. I don't know if we'll ever see it just because it didn't sell as good as the other ones.
I want 5, but I want it to be next gen. I want to see an improvement in the series.
Yeah, because all they did for 4 was just basically copy 1 for the most part, and while it was good, it didn't push the series forward in any way, shape, or form. So
I want to see a new Battalion Wars game.
You can see that in the chat. That SMT5 2022. We gonna fight.
No, it's definitely coming out in
Shut up.
2022. It's not coming
would
out.
say-
Wasn't it a slated worldwide release in fall of this year?
Yeah, but it's not
Yeah.
happening. It's not happening.
Oh, you see, here's the thing. Atlas isn't Square Enix.
Do you know
Okay.
Atlas?
No, it's not
See,
happening.
if Sega starts bringing out like the paddle to Atlas's workshop every now and then, starts telling them they need to start like actually releasing their games on time. I mean, hey,
For Shin Megami
Well, I mean,
Tensei
they
5, we need to see something by at least August. If we don't see nothing by
We
August,
could-
it ain't coming out this year.
we'll probably
If
see
we-
SMT5 in the Nintendo Direct at E3 this year, probably.
That's true.
I hope so. I really do.
I think we could see it just because, like, you know how they announced Strikers and it came out in like 2 months after that? They could pull some bullshit like that again.
Okay.
I don't know. People are so rush the games. Let it come out when it's ready, man. Let them cook the damn
No,
thing
but they
properly.
didn't really rush it. They just didn't tell anyone it was coming out then. They just kind of announced it out of nowhere. It was finished. It had been out in
Kinda how
Japan
you
for
should do
like
it.
over a year, but they never said it was coming west or not, and people kept asking. It was just kind of like really random.
I think the thing that makes people anxious about SMT5 is that they have not shown us any gameplay.
Exactly. No
And it's
gameplay.
coming out soon, apparently.
in this year, and
None.
it should be out in the next 6 months? Like, come on now.
As a KOF fan, we still don't have a proper breakdown of like 15 system mechanics.
But
so-
you've seen gameplay though.
But that's not real gameplay. They still label
No,
it as
but-
test footage and trailers.
The thing, okay, they can level it all as one. That's not going to drastically change from now to
It
release.
can and will.
I don't think so. No game that
You
far
guys
in development
know-
is going to change that drastically before release,
If
unless they
there's a
delay
leak
it.
at Sega, though, that person's getting axed that day. You'll never see them again.
A
If
leak?
we see anything from those series.
Okay.
Can I say East 10?
done.
Yeah, I guess you could.
And but you
Did
should.
we just get 9?
It's amazing how Riku
No,
is still working on it.
What?
It's like, yes.
Leave me alone, okay?
He's Falcom. You know, his mind's only going to go there.
I'm Falcom's finest. What do you expect from me?
All right, let's go to another Discord question by Y Style. One Gotta Go, Final Fantasy Remake, Intergrade, Tales of Arise, Neo: The World Ends With You.
All of them?
I'll say actually Intergrade.
I love Yuffie, but Intergrade.
Just because
Yeah,
I've already
that's-
played Final Fantasy VII, I haven't played Arise or what's it called yet.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to say Intergrade as well.
I'd probably say The World Ends With You if I had to, just because I've only played those two
Madman.
series.
Madman, you're a crazy person.
I pick Intergrade just because I don't really care for Final Fantasy 7.
Is someone
Alright.
telling you on or something?
So,
in the
whose stuff is on the back? Cut that stuff off. Sosuke?
That's Sosuke.
There's a person on the television talking, so noise suppression can't stop that.
All right, man. Mute that stuff.
I can't. That's my grandmother watching TV.
Oh man.
Grandma,
Hey,
I'm
dear.
doing
You
it.
want me to get my ass whooped for the podcast?
Oh man.
Yes.
Turn your shit off.
Hell no. Nah.
Get your grandma some headphones.
Well, I know. Hi. Another Discord question from Jonah. What would you qualify as a MMO or mobile game that's good?
MMO, FF14, mobile game, Tales of Krystoria.
Pretty
All
much.
mobile games, all mobile games suck. All the MMOs and mobile games suck.
MMO,
They're not good.
FF14, mobile game, Pokemon Go.
You guys make this stuff.
PSO2, mobile game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
Why are
That's
you
not-
guys
that's not
making
good.
stuff up? These things don't exist. They're not
I'm
real.
so-
Q.
What the
We're not
question
talking about waifus. Sit in the corner. We'll call you when we need you.
Gab, it was what do you qualify as a good MMO or mobile game?
Final Fantasy 14, good MMO. There are no good mobile games. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, thank you,
Thank you,
Gab.
Gab.
Thank you.
In the
Someone
corner.
with sense.
I
You can hear the angels singing from above as I say that.
I gotta agree with everybody else with Final Fantasy 14. I think that's the only MMO that I've actually played like
Monster Hunter Freedom.
more.
Frontier?
Frontier. He didn't play that. That's Monster Hunter.
Oh, I was just saying that's a good game, as you were saying.
Okay.
But yeah, 14 is the
Say,
only MMO that I've ever played. Like, I
What
think
about
30
SMT
hours.
Imagine?
Okay, I didn't play
It's
that.
actually good.
When it comes to mobile games, yeah, I agree with you. There are no good mobile games. I only play mobile games because I'm a weak white.
Don't you play Faint Grand Order?
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you it's good. I'm not gonna sit there and tell you it's good. not gonna let you.
Didn't you live stream Fate Grand Order on your Twitch page?
And I'm still not gonna tell you it's a good game and go play it.
You're weak, Shadow. You can't handle the truth.
Okay, I'm addicted to it. I can't live without it, and it's sad. But you know what? I'm still gonna keep playing it because they keep giving content that I want. And it's mostly waifus and swimsuits. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sad. It sucks.
Paying for PNG.
Shadow doesn't read. You don't read the story.
All right, yeah, the story can. I don't really care. Some stories are good, but I don't really care. I'm in it for waifus, and sometimes the gameplay is actually pretty addicting, or the grinding and farming. But I'm not gonna sit here and say it's good.
Amen. Testify.
Good.
In it for the waifus.
And our last one, what wasn't really the last one. It's pretty much a topic. About going on about 30 frames per second versus 60 FPS. Listen, 30 frames per second is unplayable in 2021. It was unplayable in 2017. People, go on 60 FPS. Okay, stop acting like you can only see 30 FPS. No, you can see at least 60, and there's 120 FPS as well. All right.
Shadow, scientifically, the human eye can only track 15 FPS. So...
Yeah, that's true. No, yeah.
You
could say
60. We took 15.
I have a good comparison here. As someone that used to actually say they didn't care about 30 FPS, I recently changed my mind after I played Persona Strikers on the Switch and then played it on the PS4. You can definitely feel the difference between the machines. Kind of sad but true. We already knew this. So I don't know. I kind of changed my mind and I'm leaning towards most games should probably be up closer to 60 FPS, if not 60.
Gab is joining the brotherhood of 60 FPS, the glorious gospel, the church of 60
or
FPS.
You should have the option to change the FPS too.
Well,
you know what I mean? PC has the option at least.
As Coogan said in the chat, remember the proverb, Jesus died in 30 frames.
I hate all of you. I really hate all of you.
I mean, think about it like this, right? If everyone just got a PC, it shouldn't even be about the frame rate. Just get a damn PC, and you'll eventually get to 60. Like, behave yourself,
Honestly, in my opinion, as someone who grew up going through low-end to high-end hardware and can honestly hop back and forth between the two frame rate options, if a game is good looking and operates fine at both frame rates, I don't care. The only thing I ask is no slowdown.
But
if the game slows down, I'm turning it off.
Wait a minute, Sosuke. But if there's a choice between 30 and 60, you're picking 60.
No, I don't care.
I
don't care.
No, so you don't. Wait, what are you gonna play on?
I'll play on whatever the hell I have, because I'm not a picky eater.
So Sasuke, here's a question, right? If the game is on, like, let's say for example, where did you play Persona 5 Strikers? Where did you play that?
Played it on PS4.
And you would have preferred to play it on the Switch, yeah?
There's no preference. I would have played it on anything I had.
But
if you give me the Switch version right now, I'll play through the entire game again.
No. Why did you get it for Switch at first?
He took my PS4. Yeah, I gave it to him.
I'm gonna be real.
Sosuke,
I'm gonna be real. I borrowed it from Blake.
Sosuke, when I was asking if the game is giving you a choice between going between 30 and 60, what are you picking?
I'll pick whatever the game feels natural at.
Oh my god.
He's lying to himself.
You got pick 60. Shut up.
Y'all not about to tell the man who that's right DMC4 completely on all difficulties if he's lying or not.
No, you're gonna pick 60. I don't believe you.
No, I'm not.
You're not gonna sit there and say, "Oh, let me see if I'm gonna play a game at 30." But I got the option to run at a better frame rate and more smooth. But I'm not gonna choose that one. Like, stop.
Because not every game needs 60 FPS.
I say, like, for example, like Breath of the Wild on Switch looks completely fine at the frame rate it's at. Age of Calamity though does not.
Did you see? Wait, Blake. Did you see Breath of the Wild running at 60?
Yes, I have.
So
is it weird? Yes. I've also been watching Stormhawks at 60 frames. Is that weird? Yes.
See, it's only weird because you played the 30 frames per second first. 60 is way more natural.
Like, Shadow, you're one of those people who will interpolate an episode of SpongeBob at 60 and say it's fine.
It's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll say it's fine.
No, it's not.
I'll say it's fine. I don't care if it's some type of illusion of 60 FPS. It looks fine to me.
So I got another interesting point I can make as well, because this also affects my decisions. When I go to buy games, I'm finding now often it almost feels like they're making every Switch version have like some sort of special edition, while the PS4 has like nothing. Whether it's the soundtrack, digital art book, or just a keychain or something. I don't care. I prefer when I get stuff like that, and I noticed that Nintendo's been doing that primarily, and that's like sometimes my deciding factor, but most of the time I'm gonna go PS4 probably.
For the better frame rate.
They're trying to lure you over to their side.
Yeah, they probably
and
did
it's working.
that because they don't have that.
They know I like the stuff, so I'll go for the stuff. It's like candy. It's like, here, kids, have the candy. I'm like, oh, candy.
So they're like, damn, this kind of hit.
So
yeah, this candy's kind of good.
I was playing. Go ahead, like.
Here's my whole thing with FPS. Like Sosuke said about being a picky eater, he's not too far off. If I will absolutely fully appreciate better frame rate. When I played Fire Emblem Warriors, they gave you 2 options: 1080p 30 or 720p 60. I played the whole game in 720p 60, and I absolutely loved it like that. I do like frame rate. However, I'm not like, from like the way Shadow's talking, it sounds like it would be nice if that was the new standard. However, I'm not going to look at a new game that I'm excited for and say, "Oh, it's 30 frames. I don't want to play it now." And going back to emulating old games, playing like Game Boy games or like PS1 games, PS2 games, like Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1 and like the ports they have of it. Like I don't even know if they can running at 60 frames, but like if that game ran 60, that'd look weird. So it's like I appreciate the games that come out that are optimized this way. They have the performance, they have the FPS, they look gorgeous. Like I'm playing Tsushima right now at 4K 60. It is amazing. It's fantastic. But as much as I love it, I would never turn my nose down at a game that isn't running as well as, because for example, it's like Age of Calamity. I know Riku was saying this earlier. It's like people should be begging Nintendo to port their games to PC, like they're begging Sony to port their games to PC. That's never going to happen. So Nintendo is never gonna throw their games on PC. But I would absolutely take Age of Calamity at 60 frames. I'd take Age of Calamity at 30 frames because that game couldn't achieve 25 half the time.
The game achieved the minimum frame rate Ocarina of Time ran at on the original N64.
That's bad.
Nope.
Ace Breaker with a super chat. He is calling out Shadow the same way I did. He said, "So Shadow, if Persona 6 is 30 FPS, are you not playing it?"
First of all, it should not be at 30 FPS at this point.
I mean, it's a turn-based JRPG.
No. Let me talk. There is no game coming out in 2021 going forward on PS5, Xbox Series X, and Switch is a different case, but they should not be running at 30 FPS anymore. There's no excuse. I don't care if you're a turn-based game. It doesn't reflect gameplay. I get that, but there's no reason no game should be running at 60 FPS at this point, especially for a JRPG. All right.
The bad thing is that there are PS5 games that are running at 30.
Well, they're stupid. When it comes to stuff like that, yes, I have to make an exception. There's no way I'm not going to play Persona. Just like I have to make an exception for Disgaea 6. I got no choice but to play it on freaking Switch at a downgraded resolution and at 30 frames, supposedly. But I think there's a mode you could switch. But, yeah. I'm saying any game that comes out now is not running at 60 FPS. Yes, I don't think I'm going to play it. It's gonna hinder my experience. What the hell are we doing at this point? Especially for JRPGs. There are not a lot of JRPGs out there that are graphically intensive. There should be no reason on PC. I'm not even talking about console. On PC that they shouldn't be running at 60 FPS.
They're focusing on gameplay and content and story.
Yeah, you can still operate. You can still optimize. You could still optimize for 60 FPS.
I mean, not every game should be running.
No, yes, it should be.
I agree on PC.
Yes, it should be.
I say, we got a super chat from Duo real quick. He said Blake must play FF1 on SNES or on NES, and I'm hyped for it. Duo, that is true. I'm about to be playing it on my PlayStation Vita that Riku's sending me. But
no, we're on that Coastal Forthlander.
Also, what you do to that Coastal Fort, bro? I will slander. No, listen, we're not gonna have that conversation. Right
we're
not. We're not.
I don't think anybody, like, if you actually saw Persona 5 running at 60 frames per second, you wouldn't even you wouldn't want to go back to 30 if you saw it running at 60.
True.
Okay, because I did play it at 60 and it looks way better. Okay, it doesn't reflect gameplay, but it still looks better.
I have a question for everyone. Mm-hmm. Would your decision change if the updated Switch came out and ran things at 60 FPS?
Everyone's decision is going to change.
Not really.
I go to Nintendo for their IPs they have. Like Like we had this debate in our group chat on Twitter a long time ago about how like Nintendo was like the Apple of the video game world. Like you can always, their games may never be like super genre defining or like outstanding triple S tier amazing, but they'll always be good games outside of Age of Calamity.
Here's a question, right? What's everyone's PC spec? Like, what are you running on your rig? Because I think Sorry, what?
yeah, ask him again.
I think what's everyone's PC spec? Because I think everyone's decision is going to be based on what they've experienced themselves. Shadow has one of the newer graphics cards on the market right now, so for him, his experience is like, I've got one of the top end graphics cards that runs games perfectly, pretty much everything at 60 frames per second, 4K, 1080, whatever have you. I've got a similar card as well. How is everyone spec wise? Because I mean, and here's the thing, right? I wouldn't even say 4K. It doesn't need to be 4K. I think you could do 1080p 60 because
I have a 1060.
I can do 1080 60, but
I have
it doesn't do anything for me.
1060 6 gig, I think.
Then pretty much everyone has a decent enough system to run at 60 for most games, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I can normally run everything at 60.
Like, I get what you're trying to ask, but the thing is, some people just don't need it. Some people don't need or care for it.
Some people don't need hot sauce on their burgers, but hot sauce does taste pretty good on burgers.
Yeah, it's nice to have, but if they don't care,
it's like
you
cheese.
telling them you need to won't make them do it anymore.
I think because people haven't experienced 60 FPS properly to say
there's no such thing as 60 FPS properly. You're just asking about the frame rate. Like, bro, I get it. You will tongue kiss 60 FPS till the day you die. But it's okay if somebody else doesn't play at 60. Guess who's still playing at 60? You are.
Nah, it's not.
If
you openly got a choice and you're choosing to play on 30, you have a problem.
So here's a question. When it comes to going back to older games and like emulating older games and stuff, like if you're playing, so you're saying you prefer everything moving forward to be in 60 frames. Okay, yes. That's fine. But does that mean that now, because you prefer things to look a certain way, that it prevents you from enjoying older IPs?
No, absolutely not. It's an exception, and I understand why it's running at 30. So I got. If I could speed it up to 60 and it look natural, then fine. Yeah, I would do it.
With emulators, yeah.
But like, yeah, like if I go back if I went back and played Nocturne on PS2, or like if I go back and play a PS2 game that's running at like 25 FPS, I ain't gonna lie, that's gonna be a hard pill to swallow. But if I want to play it, maybe to make a review or something like that, yeah, I'll play it. But going forward, you like Scarlet Nexus, if it came out on PS5 and it was still running at 30, what the hell is going on? That don't make no sense to me.
So if it was a toss-up. If it was a toss-up, real quick, and then I'll let Gab speak. Real quick, shout. If it was a toss-up between a absolute solid locked 30 FPS, but a jittery 60 frame, like 60 to 50 that it keeps fluctuating, would you prefer consistency or do you prefer inconsistent higher FPS?
If it's floating around between 50 and 60, I'll take it. I'm not gonna take a locked 30.
What if it's spiking down to 30 itself?
That's a problem. Then the game is stupid.
What if there's two modes? There's a 30 and a 60 mode, but the 60 mode crashes every now and then. Is it worth the sacrifice?
You guys are like making such like crazy
My
examples.
question is, what are you guys what's gonna happen when 30 FPS becomes irrelevant? Because games are only becoming more intensive as we move on.
We'll accept it and move on.
I mean, I would still play the games. I don't really have an issue with it.
Yeah, if 60 if all games eventually just achieve baseline 60 FPS, that's it. That's how it has to be. Yeah, like when that eventually does happen, and not if, we'll just move on and keep playing the games.
So you like
nothing will change that.
And then we'll start complaining. Why isn't this at 120 frames?
Yeah,
at that point, I'm beating you. At that point, I'm beating you with a sack of butter.
That's the next argument, because I'm trying to constantly get 120 frames on all my games.
Oh no!
No.
That's the thing, though.
I was playing Days Gone, and I was looking at the frame rate. It's like it went down to 118. Like what's going on here? What happened? Like why did it go down to 118 FPS?
Nah, you see, at that point, you need help.
I ain't gonna lie. You're right about that. I ain't gonna lie.
You addicted to numbers, not frame rate.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you're right about that one.
Shadow, what's your monitor size like? Are you 4K or are you 1080p?
Oh, I'm 1080. I don't need 4K right now.
Then
What?
with your graphics card, you are definitely getting way more than 60. I mean, for me, I'm running at 4K. It is getting 60. I'm happy with that. I'll take 60. I'll take 60 all day, every day. You know. So yeah, 60 is pretty. I mean, the game I'm playing right now, Biomutant, running smooth at 60, buttery smooth, looks great at 60. All my settings are all maxed out. I feel good. The game feels good.
So why don't you do this, Q? Like, run it at 30 and see how you feel.
No, I wouldn't do that. I'll be a madman.
Exactly. Thank you.
I'm gonna tell you for what. It's not how you play games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't roll back. You don't roll back what it was already naturally running out on that
Sasuke he has a counter to everything, right, Sasuke? Would you prefer your fighting games to be at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second?
Either or.
No, bro, no.
Yes,
fighting games need to be running at 60 at this point, man. Come on.
Exactly. How are you gonna count them frames at 30?
Sosuke, weren't you in the chat talking about how you wanted higher frame rates for Tales of Philia?
Yes, that's not a fighting game. That's a JRPG. Two different things.
I mean, you still crank combos and it requires timing.
Well, there's still two different genres that don't
there is
intersect properly.
In fighting games, like especially with you, Sosuke, since you're big on fighting games, like frame by frame, you need 60 FPS.
If it's at 30, I don't care.
You're insane.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I don't care at that point because I'm more focused on what moves I'm doing and I'm not counting frame data.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't use
because y'all don't play fighting games like that.
No, I don't think you play fighting games like that. You should know better than this.
Shadow,
you honestly know better.
Shadow, you want to get mopped in Under Night in front of everybody?
I don't play Under Night. You should know better than fighting games in general. Fighting games in general at this point should be running at 60 FPS. Point blank.
That is true, but I won't care if it runs at 30.
Yeah.
Because if it's a stable 30, I'll be fine.
Here's the question, right? If your fighting game, right? If your fighting game of choice, all right, let's say for example, you had the choice of 60 or 30, would you choose 30?
Is it a newer fighting game? That's the question. Is it a newer
fighting game?
Yes, it's a newer fighting game.
If it's a newer one, then 60.
Okay, I'm about to say, are you in?
If it's one that's already out, I don't care.
Like if we're talking about like the old King of Fighters 99, that okay, yeah, running at 30 is whatever. But right now, Street Fighter 5, King of Fighters, the newest one coming out. Come on,
I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to SF5, I can't tell because animations in that game feel weird.
Wait, which one?
By default, in Street Fighter 5, they just playing that game feels weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. All right, so I think we're good to go. Anybody else got anything to say? We all know 60 frames per second is a more superior frame rate.
Just remember, kids, you can sprinkle as much seasoning on white bread as you want. It doesn't make the white bread any better. It just makes it bread you took out the package.
Oh, it does make white bread better. Have you never?
What? No.
Q.
You can flavor bread, man. You can flavor bread.
You flavor bread? Okay, no.
But do you flavor it out the pack, or do you at least toast it?
What do you think pizza is? Pizza is flavored bread, man. Come on.
I hate it. Get him out. Put pineapple on that flavored bread. Let's go.
Okay, I don't. I don't know about this.
Have you never made a microwave pizza?
Have you guys ever had anything other than white bread before?
I mean, I don't eat white bread, but I'm just saying. I don't eat whole wheat. It's out there.
Oh yeah, isn't it like cinnamon bread and stuff like that?
There's like everything bread, which has a bunch of seeds.
That's just not topic.
But he said white bread. He just said white bread. Don't season white bread.
It was an analogy I was making. That's all.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying that exists. It's a thing. There's not just white bread.
All right, guys. I think that's a podcast. We gone on long enough. Let's get these outros and let's get up out of here. Riku.
Peace out, everybody. Good podcast.
Sounds so defeated.
Bao.
We appreciate you guys coming out another week to hang with us in the HPMP podcast. It's been fun. You guys can of course find me on YouTube at Bowsakaraga. And I also just recently uploaded a video doing a review for SMT Nocturne. You should check it out. My next video is going to be a list of some of my favorite obscure RPGs, so look forward to that.
Sosuke?
I have been Sosuke the Wandering Gamer. If y'all enjoyed the sound of my outlandish and wacky voice, you can find me over on Twitch at Sosuke the Wandering Gamer. Currently, we're still streaming whatever the hell I put on this PS3 and Zelda and Summon Night Swordcraft Story, and I'm actually making an actual YouTube video for once. That isn't just, hey, look, I edited this video. And I hope to see y'all there.
Okay. Gab?
Hey guys, it's Gab. If you want to hit up my channel, I'm sure the link will be down there. I'm currently doing a giveaway for SMT Nocturne, if you want to check that out. My review for Nier Replicant's also on my channel. And I'm almost at 2K subs, so if you want to help me get closer, please.
Go sub to Gab, guys. You got some good content coming.
Please.
Blake?
It has been that time. Big thanks to Shao for having us on as always. You guys can find me over at twitch.tv/WesttownHD and youtube.com/WesttownHD. And of course on Twitter as well as twitter.com/WesttownHD. Over on the over on the Twitch page, we are still chipping away at Final Fantasy VII. Like I said, we just got to the end of Disc 1 every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're also playing through Trails of Cold Steel 4. I think we just got to the end of Act 2? I started Act 2?
Just finished Fragments, so you're on Act 2.
Okay, so we just started Act 2. And I'm playing on Nightmare difficulty because
Peer pressure. We got it.
And I requested a review code for Disgaea 6, so your boy might be reviewing his first Disgaea game whenever that comes out. Hold your breath for your boy, because I heard if you bug NIS enough, they'll give you anything you want. So we'll see about that, and yeah, see you guys 2 to 5 weeks from now, whenever the next one is.
Q, go ahead.
Well, as usual, guys, we are here for the waifus. That being said, this week I am not focused on waifus this week because it's all about Biomutant. I'm basically giving Biomutant all the love this week when it comes to the coverage on everything I'm doing. So if you want to see me play Biomutant, or you want to see what it's about, or why I like it so much right now, oh my god, I think I've spoiled the review already. Anyway, if you want to see stuff about the game, I'm gonna be streaming today. Well, today right now because it's I'm in the UK, so today or tomorrow for those of you in the Americas. I'm gonna be streaming on Monday. It's gonna be on Twitch at Simply Binge. So Simply Binge on Twitch. You can find me at Simply Binge pretty much everywhere. Simply Binge UK, and you can find me at LPGardin. That's LPGRDIN. That's kind of to you. So yeah, with that, we out here for them waifus, guys. See you in the next one. Ooh, there's a super chat. Go for it.
Oh, we got a super chat from Ace saying 30 FPS is fine. Where's Ryza 2Q and Crossbell was never good. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Oh my god, he had to come with
Q
the
came shooting.
My boy.
He hit everyone.
30 is fine. Where's Ryza? Crossbell was mid. Oh no.
He hit everybody with the strays too. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Alright.
No comment. I'm tired of that motherfucker. Give me his
Oh, good.
Riku, go ahead, man.
Riku loading up his gun.
I'll get my second outro. Riku's on one.
Oh, okay.
Fuck that boy, Ace Breaker. And Crossbell is peak fiction, baby boy. You watch your fucking mouth. And we're out of here.
Alright, guys. You know me, I'm Shadow Elite, the primary antagonist. I got a video up on Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne right now. Go check it out. And hopefully I can get out a video on Scarlet Nexus. The demo did drop, but unfortunately I'm playing on Xbox One is at 30 FPS, and I don't know if I want to put up a video at 30 FPS.
You could render the video at 60 FPS and make people try and guess if it's 30 or
God.
not.
I don't know about all that one.
True.
That's cute.
Interpolation is a thing.
Alright, we out of here. Deuces.
Peace, people.
Laters.
Later, everyone.